the current frontrunner, I believe, to be the next Jerome Powell. He actually is born like this with low pixel face. This is a real affliction. He has low pixel face. This is a high resolution photo of a low pixel man. Anyway, Christopher Waller is likely in the current running to be our next Fed chair. And this is because he is nonstop pandering to Trump by constantly saying how we need more rate cuts. You know, we got to cut rates. He just keeps saying we need to cut rates. And so that's why he's considered to be the perfect choice for this role, because he does what Trump wants. One thing he said kind of spooked me, though, today, which he said he is back on team transitory regarding inflation. Let's see if I can get this exact quote. Yeah, he's pro-trans. Yeah, she's saying he's on team transitory because he's pro-trans rights. You guys figured it out. No, he said,
don't worry about those prices. If there's any pass-through, there'll be some.
It is funny to have our next Fed chair be speaking at the Economic Club of Miami during a real estate meltdown, talking about how everything's great, we need rate cuts. Everything's great and we need rate cuts.
Like based on that, long-standing central bank wisdom is you just look through it. Just like if you increase the sales tax, that would raise the price of what everybody has to pay. But no one would say, oh, that's going to just cause inflation to go taking off. And I doubt very much that workers would go to their bosses.
This is him explaining why tariffs will raise prices, but not in like an inflationary way. It'll be a one-time thing, so we can still cut rates.
So, but it's weird with tariffs. That's immediately what people start saying. Oh, tariffs, prices will go up and it'll be more expensive. They got to ask for a raise. Well, you don't do it on the sales tax. You don't do it if your income tax goes up or any other taxes go up.
Isn't it crazy to have a guy telling regular working people that, yeah, your stuff's going to get more expensive, but you can't ask for a raise? Yeah, everything you buy is going to be more expensive, but because it's a one-time thing, it's like you're not going to ask for a raise. We're not going to have inflation based on that. Just look through it.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm back on team transitory.
So team transitory, that's a reference to the first mistake Jerome Powell made in 2021. We all remember 2021, NFTs, good times, and massive crippling inflation, like 10% inflation, like really, really high inflation that you know, caused a huge amount of distress and probably led to Joe Biden getting destroyed. I mean, his speech didn't help, but so anyway, they called it team transitory because at the time in 2021, Jerome Powell said, well, I think this inflation is going to be transitory, so we don't need to raise rates. So they were very, very slow to raising rates to fight that inflation, because by the time they realized it wasn't transitory and then the inflation was sticky and was continuing to be a problem, then they had to raise rates really fast and they were very late to it. And so now we are 4 years later and inflation still has never gotten back down to 2%. And we have a big price surge coming from tariffs. And he's like, I'm back on team transitory, as if like this is all going to go away. We haven't even, I find it all to be so insane. This guy really will not care if all of the prices of the things we buy go through the roof. Now, maybe he's doing it to get the job and he'll be more level-headed, but I'm kind of sick of that being my only theory. I'm kind of sick of that being my only theory, bro. I don't like to have to be like, oh, these guys are just crazy till they get the job. I thought Powell was about tariffs being transitory too. Yeah, he did. I mentioned this. But Powell's not at least as hard of a rate cut advocate as this guy. Even Mr. Wonderful said in an interview today that rate cuts will lead to hyperinflation. Mr. Wonderful said that? That's out of character. Mr. Wonderful hyperinflation. Dude, Mr. Wonderful. I don't care what he said, bro. I can't find it, but his profile picture is him holding up two, like, $100,000 watches to cover his eyes. What a cartoon character. What a cartoon character, bro. O'Leary warns of hyperinflation if Trump sets interest rates. Okay, that's a little different. I mean, this is true. This is today. Yeah, just to be clear, this is not just if the Fed cuts. This is if Trump personally is setting interest rates. If the Fed is no longer independent and Donald Trump can just raise or lower them at will, then it's real trouble. And I do agree, yeah. I mean, that's not just, you know, that's the Turkey example that I showed with Erdogan. But you could find that for many countries. Once the president or the leader, supreme leader, can control the
Supreme
central
Commander
bank,
Overlord.
hyperinflation is soon to follow. Like, they didn't make central banks independent for no reason. It's like a lesson learned from history. The reason you had to do it is because it's the only way to get the stability of the currency. You could probably get them on Lemonade Stand. Do we have some guests? We got some guests coming up for Lemonade Stand. We're kind of powering through on just us right now, but then we have a lot of guests. Yeah, I think a really good amount. We have some good guests, and I'm excited about all of them, to be honest. It's our first guest is a 3-part discussion between Mr. Beast, Xi Jinping, and the ghost of Joe Biden, who will have died by the time we record. But we'll come back for the... Plus Team Cherry will be there, but only talking about interest rates. It's going to be Team Cherry for an interest rate discussion, and it's going to be Xi Jinping for a Silk Song discussion, actually. So we get people out of their comfort zone. We mix things up. Aiden will not be attending any of the guests. Aiden will not be there. Mao, Lenin, Max debate to follow. I assume you meant Marx, but it's way more funny to think I got the ghost of Mao, Lenin, and my friend Max. The big 3, sort of to discuss just this dude named Max. Max Verstappen. Chairman Mao, Vladimir Lenin, and Max Verstappen are going to discuss economic theory. Black Boy Max. Hey, Trick, I rewatched Slower Than All. Suddenly, bid back then NVIDIA was 6% of SP 500, and now it's 8%. Don't try to get me to talk about NVIDIA early. If that's your game. I don't even care if you're complimenting a great video of mine. Don't try to lure me into the trap, okay? Speaking of that video, though, which I do think is aged beautifully. That's all I'll say. I'm very proud of that video. I think it's aged beautifully. I think it will continue to age beautifully. I think that video, everything in it came true or will come true. And one part of that I wanted to discuss was this. So in that video, I talked specifically about how Florida and Texas are extremely risky for real estate. And this article was today. Florida's housing market was once red hot. Now it's one of the coldest in the country. And it just goes through all the declining sales, falling housing prices in Florida. You know, I mean, this is like verbatim what I'm saying 6 months ago, 8 months ago. Lots of for sale signs around. Some of you live in Florida? Yeah, dude, I have heard. I was again reading Melody Right, but yeah, I've heard that, like, you know, it's like, it's just it's like there's this the beginning of panic and then a little bit past that. You know, it's like people are like, oh boy, it's not selling, huh? What if we drop the price just a little bit? Still not selling, huh? Oh boy, a lot of for sale signs in the street. What if we drop the price a little bit more? And it's just like, it's like the Gully scene in Big Short. It's just like everyone's selling and no one's buying. I don't understand why the stock market has an opening time. Like with modern tech, why isn't it just open all the time? It's actually a good question. People your age, I'm assuming young, I'm assuming 20s, are asking this nonstop. And so a lot of the exchanges are trying to shift to a 24-hour model. They're trying to do it. Especially the non-NYSE, because they want to compete with the NYSE. And it's because crypto trades 24 hours and everyone's gotten used to it. The reason you wouldn't want to do it is because, first of all, the people who do this professionally have to sleep eventually. Like they have to be able to monitor the market and they have to be able to sleep. And secondly is nobody wants, how do I put this? Like if there's a set number of hours in the day, you know, like if this is the 24-hour cycle and you can only trade in this window, well, that makes this part it's very liquid. There's a lot of activity here. So you can always get a buy or a sell. Things are buying and selling. Everything is compressed. But if you get rid of these barriers, then you end up with a lot of periods where there's no buyers or sellers. Things aren't as liquid. And in fact, you may be able to have like abuses of this system. So let's say you wake up at 3 a.m. when there's no traders and you can dump a bunch of shares or something and drastically move the price because there's not a lot of liquidity. There's just a more chance of being able to do things, to be able to move the price with small amounts of stock. You really want to have a very liquid market so you're getting accurate prices. But people like you are demanding it, and it may happen, regardless of what I say or whether the benefits would be, because people want 24 hours, baby. Not even BlackRock is buying up the houses in Florida and Texas. I think people have a misconception about corporations buying housing. and they think that no matter what, it will work out for them. In fact, it can be very foolish on their end. First of all, they don't have a big of percent as you think they do. But when they buy these houses, because they expect the price to go up, they expect to be able to, or the rental price to be able to go up. If they buy, you know, a bunch of developments, they want to be able to raise the rent every year. But if they notice that no one's buying and, you know, maybe rents are falling because no one can afford it, then in fact, they're losing money. They've lost a bunch of money and they're panicking. They have to unload and sell. Some of these corporations are unloading their stock of housing because they're scared, they're spooked. Yeah, I mean, just worth noting. At least in a place like Florida, man, I would hate to be a real estate guy.
Now we gotta go help people customize and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Lima, where's the golf cart? There it is.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is what their fans want. Yeah, they just want to listen to an hour of just us shitting on them and shitting on the show.
It is weird.
This is what podcasting's become.
This is like Brendan Schaub's Reddit.
Yeah.
Just shit on him, you know?
The Two Bears One Cave summer break is complete, with Chrissy D and Stavy posting their final guest episode after 6 weeks of carrying the show in Tom and Bert's absence. When they first announced the guest host plan, most of us assumed it'd be a few filler episodes just to keep the ad reads going for Tom to cover his car payments while he was off chasing his Hollywood dreams. But instead, we got a full 6-week arc of Chrissy and Stavy slowly realizing that not only were they doing the heavy lifting, but the audience actually preferred it that way. This was by far the biggest revelation over the 6 weeks. Seeing the two of them slowly realizing just how much hate there was for Tom and Bert and how starved of real entertainment the YMH fanbase is, made me realize just how much of a bubble most of these comedians are living in. And by the end, it wasn't even subtle. They openly joked that the only reason they were brought back for a 6th episode was because Tom and Bert just didn't want to do it. And even though the whole thing was supposed to be temporary, you could tell Chrissy and Stavy knew they were killing it. They know the audience likes them more, and they even started talking more shit about Tom and Bert. Stick around because I'll show you exactly what I mean later on in the video when they call Bert and how he manages somehow to bomb over the phone. He fumbles this fucking weird bit about which products comedians should really be selling. He sucks all the energy out of the room and then he hangs up. But then Chrissy and Stavy immediately roast him for being a predictable narcissist and how he doesn't understand comedy anymore. Towards the end, I'll show you the moment when Mark Normand and Sam Morrell joined the pile-on of Tom and Bert, and if you've been following my forensic coverage of the show over the past few weeks, this has been the trend. If you recall, after the first guest episode when they asked us what we wanted to see more of over the summer, I posted a video asking them to spend more time roasting Tom and Bert. And boy did they deliver.
I thought about this actually because a lot of our dynamic is me needling you to tell embarrassing stories.
Yes.
And that kind of is Tom and Bert.
That is Tom and Bert.
Tom kind of sits back and goes, oh, tell me about that horrifying thing that your family is going to be pissed about you revealing.
Yes.
That's kind of what I do to you.
Yeah.
Even though I'm fat.
Yeah, open up your comedy special talking about your daughter's period. By the way, you do look nice in that purple shirt, which is probably the same color as Bert's liver.
What's the royal color?
I think
he doesn't have a diseased liver. He has a royal liver.
That's true.
You know, look at it that way.
Like I said, this final episode was when it really started to click for them. They finally realized what we've been saying this whole time. Chrissy starts talking about people stopping him in the street to say thank you for taking over Two Bears, and Stavy straight up admits he doesn't get it. He can't understand why people are responding so positively to their takeover of the show, and I mean fuck. That kinda says it all, right? Tom and Bert's friends really never realized how far and deep the hate goes. It's that moment where the guest hosts accidentally say what the audience has been thinking for years. This show hasn't been good for a long time, and nobody on the inside seemed to realize it until now. Next to Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen, Tom and Bert are some of the laziest, greediest, low-effort podcasters there are. But just before I show you the moment the penny finally dropped, I want to give a shout out to all of you who have gone over to my new channel More Cringe and subscribed. It's only fresh with a few videos, but if you want to see more cringe outside of the usual suspects I cover on this channel, head over there and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the extra content I've been posting. Also, don't forget to check out the link in the description to my Patreon for my latest coverage of the Missing Kill Tony London show and their second Netflix show. Kill Tony is currently going through a massive identity crisis, so make sure you don't miss out on all my coverage of their downfall. Anyway, let's get back to Chrissy and Stubby having a Schultz epiphany about how far gone Two Bears One Cave is.
This is our final.
I actually can't believe it's 6 weeks, dude.
This is the
crazy.
6 weeks. We were only supposed to be signed on for 5. They let us go to 6 because Tom and Bert just don't want to do it anymore.
No. I mean, we think this is our last one. If they make us a big enough offer, we'll come back again. But listen, we know we got the bargaining power now.
Yeah.
I thought, honestly, I had no idea what to expect. I was like, oh, Chris, it'll be fun. I love doing pods with Chris. Because, like, I'm trying to conceive of a world where you step into someone's podcast and everyone's not pissed off.
Right.
Like, to me, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. They listen for you guys. I have been shocked at how much people love this episode, our episodes.
People have been stopping me in the street and be like, thank you for taking over Two Bears.
It almost feels like someone is making them listen to this podcast. It's like, I don't understand. I have to go back and watch. I guess the show sucks. I always have fun when I do it. I didn't realize people hate it, but, this has been great for me.
Watching Starvey process in real time what hate watching actually looks like was like watching a kid being told that Santa Claus isn't real. Wait, what? He's sitting there mid-convo trying to understand why people are coming up to them and saying how much they love the Summer Bears episodes, and then out loud he just blurts it out. It almost feels like someone is making them listen to this podcast. That was the exact moment it dawned on him how badly Tom and Bert have been treating us over the last few years. And the best part is you can tell this thought genuinely hadn't occurred to him before. That's how deep in the bubble these comedians are. To them, podcasting is just this fun little thing you do with your buddies while the ad money rolls in, and if the fans don't love it, well, they're just haters, right? But now they're face to face with something way more uncomfortable. The idea that the audience stopped caring about Tom and Bert a long time ago. That people have been quietly hate watching this show out of obligation, just waiting for someone to point it out. And once that penny drops, Chrissy and Stubby immediately start spiraling. And it's fucking brilliant. Honestly, the only thing that compares to this is seeing people discover the Fighter and the Kids subreddit for the first time. They go all in on roasting Tom and Bert. They compare them to two deadbeat dads who promised to stick around but ditched their podcast baby the minute Hollywood called. They start talking like it's a full-blown breakup, like they're the new stepdaddies trying to win over a family that's been emotionally abandoned. And it's not even subtle. They say outright, we're just fucking around, and people act like this is the best entertainment they've ever had in their lives. That's not a joke, that's a diagnosis. That's two guys realizing they stumbled into a gig where the only competition was two guys who checked out years ago.
Tom and Bert are sort of like the guy that knocked the lady up in high school.
Right.
Promised they'd be there forever. They changed.
Right.
They don't treat her well anymore. They're off to Hollywood.
Right.
And now we're just some guy who pays the bill. We're not doing a good job.
No.
We're just not, I guess, just really bad at it. I don't even understand. They set the bar so nice and low. We're just kind of around, and people act like this is the best entertainment they've ever had in their life. But no, I want to be very clear. This is it. We're not making a podcast.
No.
We're not. There's something about life is like, these are little surprises. I didn't even expect this to be this fun.
No,
I really
neither.
thought this was going to be bullshit.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of doing it because whatever.
Right.
Who gives a
Right.
It'll be fun. Let's plug some dates.
Fun. I love that we're saying all this, and then we leave here, and the head of the network is standing there with an immediate guaranteed offer for another 6, and we sign it on the spot with yarmulkes on. Just right away. Full Yami's on, and we are back for, hey, it's not the Summer Bears, it's the Fall Bears.
Autumn Bears.
Hey, Pumpkin Bears. The first 2 episodes, we really tried to make it big, and then the last 3 we've been trying to run it into the ground, and it's just not working.
Yeah. Well, I think last week's did it.
Yeah, last week's.
I think last week's episode
this week,
did it.
if we really just, hopefully we can really get into the weeds of comedy and vaccines.
The process.
Let's talk seriously about the geopolitical climate. Bring up Mom Donnie as many times as you can.
Oh, vote Zoran for sure.
Yes,
100%.
that's it.
That is true. Well, we figured last episode, Tom and Bert must have sent some fun videos.
Sure.
They don't give a at all.
They're out.
Didn't even send videos.
Yeah.
Couldn't bother. And we saw the production value last time. It was literally just Bert doing this outside. This is really the one where we're like, all right, 52 minutes. This is, because you know what this is? This is, ironically, it's the last day before summer vacation for us.
You really?
This is our last show.
This is
what
it.
Are they going to do, fire us?
Seriously.
And just when you think it can't get any more brutal than that, they call Bert. Now, keep in mind, like they were just saying, this is the final Summer Bears episode. You'd think Tom and Bert might have recorded a quick thank you video, maybe a little send-off message to close out the run. Fuck no, nothing. No video, no message, zero effort. So what do Chrissy and Stubby do? They just cold call Bert mid-episode on speakerphone, and it's everything you'd hope for and more. Bert answers the call while taking his blood pressure medication. Like, actually, I'm not even joking. And then launches into this bizarre half-baked bit about what kind of products comedians should be selling. He's pitching it to them like he's on Shark Tank, but every idea is somehow less funny and more cringy than the last one. And don't forget, guys, Bert is one of the top-selling comedians in the world. Never ever forget that. And so while he's talking, you can feel the energy in the room slowly dying. Chrissy goes quiet, Starvey starts that polite podcast laugh people do when they're trapped in the mothership green room, forced to listen to Rogan ranting about the pandemic and free speech. The contrast between the old bears and the new bears could not be clearer. Then Bert hangs up and Chrissy and Starvey immediately start roasting him. Not behind his back, not passive-aggressively, full on, this guy doesn't get comedy anymore energy. Like they've been holding this in for weeks and finally had to say it out loud. Guys, we finally did it. We got him.
You know, this is amazing, is that literally it's our last Summer Bears episode, and Tom and Bert didn't even send in videos. They couldn't have cared less.
Don't give a... Should we call them?
You want to call them?
Should we just...
Or see if there's some famous... some of their most famous videos, too?
Let's just see. I bet you they're not going to answer.
Yeah.
So just call, see what we got.
What's up?
Bert, what's up, baby? It's me and Stavi. We're live, the very last Summer Bears. We're coming to, we wanted to call you.
Hang on.
Oh.
Taking my blood pressure medicine.
Are you really?
Yeah, look, Sartan and amlodipine.
Oh, wow, you got 2. Nice.
The cocktail.
Yeah. I like to take care of myself. How's Stavi's weight doing?
Dude, Stavi actually looks good.
You guys killed it this past 6 weeks, 7 weeks, whatever it was. Thank you.
Of course, man.
We're trying to leave it. We're trying to bomb the last 2. You know what I mean?
We thought it'd
Start
be
at
fun.
0.
We thought it'd be fun for you guys to just take it out of, I mean, an even
The
bigger
wreckage.
gaping hole that you left it with us, to us with.
It was like, do you remember that pilot in Seattle, that guy that stole the plane and did a barrel roll?
Yes. The first 4 episodes was us doing little tricks.
You guys are like, hold on, it's still fun. I want to try one more.
Yeah.
My initial instinct, because I like when you guys break down other comics. That's always been fun for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so my initial instinct was, you know, Tom and I have a vodka, but Joe's diversified himself so much that I think having a vodka is just hack these days, that you need to have a real brand based on the comic. So I was going to have you go through a list of comics and say really what their fans would buy based on who they are.
Okay. What are you, flip-flop? You could sell your own blood pressure medicine. That's the next frontier. Forget about Pfizer. It's Kreischer.
Kreischer. Kreischer vaccines.
You know for a fact that I treat my body the same way LeBron James does.
100%. I know you do.
No, that is good. If I can survive, take
and I
the
know
meds.
that your liver's the same color as his skin.
The real challenge is I want you guys to do one podcast with Tom each where he's just dull and gives you no feedback and no energy and doesn't laugh at you anymore because he's dead inside.
Sure.
I love this. We're doing couples counseling.
Yeah. I watch
Dad's on the phone.
Matt do their podcast, and I watch them still laugh at each other, and I go, oh, I remember those days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are like the married couple at an orgy watching the newlyweds just f the shit out of each other.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys are just trying to jack off each other's limp dicks.
These days is an eye roll.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Okay, yeah. So,
All right.
Thank you, bro. Later.
See you, dude.
So if that didn't plummet the ratings, I honestly, if calling Bert, if you're still listening after we just called Bert.
And I believe he called it Bad Ideas.
Yes.
And it's called Bad Thoughts.
Right. So if you're still listening now, you truly need more mental help than I do. We literally just called Bert, and Bert talked about himself for 10 minutes.
His idea for a bit is like, what could a comic sell?
Yeah,
that's better than alcohol.
Yeah.
And it's like, how about we tell a joke?
Yeah.
How about stand-up comedy is what we
does
sell?
a joke. It's like, yeah, well,
but he will be rich. You know, we'll all be.
my God.
When the apocalypse happens, we will be living in one
I
of
wish there was
Bert's
an easier
8
way to
tour
keep track
buses.
of, like,
I'll
what
be
the
like
fucking
your child's
verses we're doing.
nanny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We'll be living together.
they're paying us from just dividends of Poor Osos. They're not even going into their pocket. This is just runoff.
What makes the Bert call so perfect is that it accidentally proves the exact thing they'd been dancing around that whole episode. The old bears are done. They've checked out. Tom's been running on autopilot since his airport meltdown, and Bert can't even show up for 10 minutes without fumbling some half-baked branding pitch and killing the momentum like he's headlining a sleep study. If you needed more proof that Bert has well and truly run out of material, then surely this is it. And credit to Chrissy and Starvey. They don't even try to save him. The second he hangs up, they start clowning on him for being stuck in this narcissistic product-pushing loop, and they're not even being mean, they're just telling the truth. But the fun didn't stop there, because then they started pitching ideas to save the show when the old bears get back from their summer sabbaticals.
They also are asking us, what should Tom and Bert do when they come back? How do they win the audience back and the show? Right?
Or you know what? A game of Russian roulette.
Nice.
Until one of them dies.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that will satiate the fans' bloodlust.
Yeah.
I think they need to watch one of them and just like, and the thing is, you know, Tom, even though he wants to live, he actually wouldn't be like that shaken, and Bert would be like crying. What if Bert shoots part of his brain out and he survives and it just doesn't affect his act?
That's actually funny as fuck.
He still does the same thing? That's hilarious.
That is crazy work from Starvey. First the Russian roulette, then shitting on Bert's material. Finally, they're saying out loud what we've all been saying for years. Bert's act hasn't changed in a decade. The only thing evolving is his blood pressure, and the fact they can joke about him getting shot on the head and still finishing a tour without anyone noticing, that's not just a roast. That's a eulogy for Bert's entire career. Like I keep saying, the masks are slipping. We're seeing the people closest to the scene getting fed up. They've watched Bert run the same playbook over and over. Shirt off, personal family secrets, a few stories that never happened, followed by the machine story stretched across 40 fucking cities. And they're finally done pretending it's some kind of art form. But instead of trying to fix it, they lean into it, because at this point there's nothing left to fix, right? And then out of nowhere, Mark Normand rocks up and drops one of the best zingers I've heard in a while. I'll never get tired of seeing Bappa catching strays.
Cast your ads from Amazon to anywhere.
Congrats on the last episode.
Look at it.
Come on.
What do we got
Come
here?
on. Yeah.
What is
What is this, baby?
You guys earned it.
Whoa!
San Francisco Chronicle.
That's it.
We got cock eclairs.
Look at those.
One for you, one for your ass, and one for your mouth.
That's it, baby. Come on, get in here.
Let's take 5 more minutes. We'll do our contractual hour.
Right.
And then we'll get the fuck out of here. We see how much we give about this show. We just have a countdown the second.
Yeah.
And the second it hits 1 hour, we're like, all right.
This is what their fans want. They just want to listen to an hour of just us shitting on them and shitting on the show.
It is weird.
This is what podcasting's become.
This is like Brendan Schaub's Reddit.
Yeah.
Just shit on him, you know?
It's not an art form.
Yeah.
That's the thing to remember. This is not art.
Right.
You know, and we've deluded ourselves into thinking that.
Mark Normand is about to become the subject of Brendan Schaub's next on-air rage-crying meltdown on The Schaub Show on Monday that nobody watches. I don't understand how he's still walking around with all his limbs intact after all the slander he said to Joe Rogan's face on Protect Our Parks. Bro is the luckiest comedian alive, but now he's caught Bupper's attention. And he's either going to find himself at the end of a raging neck vein C-clamp special or some half-baked lawsuit. Actually, no, that's not right. The lawsuit comes after the cease and desist. And speaking of lawsuits, Stubby just made the exact point the judge made when ruling against Brenda's failed case against the YouTuber who exposed him for cheating on his wife. This is the guy who represented himself with the aid of a lone wolf anonymous ghost lawyer who fed him legal filings and wiped the floor with Brandon's $500,000 monster lawyers. No one knows who he is. He lurks in the shadows waiting to strike when nobody's looking. Some say he's the assassin's assassin. Anyway, sorry, I'm talking about Stubby's declaration that podcasting is not art. Truer words have never been spoken. If there's one thing Chrissy and Stubby have proven over the last 6 weeks, it's that they're both homeless as fuck and watch all of these videos criticizing Tom and Bert. But stay tuned for the return of the two bears. I can't wait to see how Bert makes up for lost time by taking over every minute of the show to talk about himself or some cringy ass half-baked idea he had while sitting on a vitamin IV. I honestly don't know how much longer Tom's gonna last. He'll either come back refreshed and ready to get back behind the mic or even more checked out than he was before. Yeah, I gotta go with option 2 on that one. This is gonna be fun to watch. In the meantime though, make sure you head over to my new channel for more cringe and check out the link in the description to my Patreon for all my latest Kill Tony coverage. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. And check out the link.
Tony, what's going on? Do you not like Mark Maron? Does he not like you? What was that? What was that all about?
Whoa, just dropping a big one there. I mean...
Is there a beef with you and Mark Maron?
I mean, you know, I don't ever acknowledge these guys, these mentally ill people, when they, you know, go online and start talking about me and my friends and calling us Nazis.
So he's calling you guys and Joe Rogan Nazis, right? Is that what's happening,
yes,
essentially?
the 2 biggest, most watched podcasts.
Which is such a hack thing at this point.
You know, while I put out 2.5 hours of comedy content every week. Wow. And, you know, I don't blame them.
The 4 horsemen of the comedy apocalypse are self-destructing right before our eyes, and the fallout is funnier than anything coming out of the comedy mothership. The backlash against Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe's obsession with self-promotion and aggrandizement has reached fever-pitch levels, and all their buddies are capitalizing on the momentum by bringing it up at every opportunity. It used to be about getting on JRE and Kill Tony to promote yourself and get that Rogan Kill Tony bump, but now all you have to do is talk shit about them for exactly the same effect. This whole thing is so simple. Rogan is famous for his podcast and Tony is famous for his live talent roast show, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Nobody's disputing that. The problem is neither Rogan or Hinchcliffe can admit that simple fact. They're so stuck in their own fart cloud trying to push this narrative that they're the new gatekeepers of comedy, as if they've created a revolution down in Austin, Texas, when the reality is people are watching for the show, not for them. I'm going deep on this today. Usually I save these types of videos for Patreon, but I'm dropping this on YouTube because there are a few things I really want to say that people should know about. By the way, if you want to see exclusive footage from the Kill Tony London show that Tony and Red Band have been trying to hide from everyone, hit the link in the description to my Patreon because that video is dropping very soon. As for the current situation with Tony Hinchcliffe going on Legion of Skanks and hitting back at Mark Maron and Anthony Jeselnik, the copium is real in this one. Tony's sitting there with reflective sunglasses on, puffing on a British cigarette, acting like Liberace's long-lost love child while getting in his feelings over the growing backlash against the Austin comedy scene is peak comedy.
You could have got that off a second earlier. Huge.
Tony, what's going on? Do you not like Mark Maron? Does he not like you? What was that? What was that all about?
Whoa, just dropping a big one there. I mean,
is there a beef with you and Mark Maron?
I mean, you know, I don't ever acknowledge these guys, these mentally ill people, when they, you know, go online and start talking about me and my friends and calling us Nazis.
So is Mark Maron saying we're Nazis and stuff? Is that?
I don't think it's us. I don't think Mark knows we're friends with Tony.
Sure.
What's his beef with you?
I mean, look, man, the couple guys out of LA that now, you know, are at the Comedy Store that have talked about when they have, you know, their once every 3 or 4 years special that they do when they come out like a groundhog and do something that people might see. Aaron, Jeselnik, they all are on multiple episodes of Kill Tony. They've always smiled right to my face.
Phonies.
They all fancy enough, coincidentally, never leave avails when they know I'm going to LA.
Wow.
They're never around.
Wait, are they? Jeselnik also came at Kill Tony?
Yeah, Jeselnik.
They've both done multiple appearances on Kill Tony, all pre-pandemic when we were in LA. And yeah, and when they want to push things, they
No, but I'm
talk
asking
shit.
more like, did he recently say something about Kill Tony?
Yeah, I think Jeselnik's taking a bunch of shots, right?
When he had a special to promote. Now he's going to be gone for a few years. And, you know, while I put out 2.5 hours of comedy content every week.
Wow.
And, you know, I don't blame them. You know, if the shoe was on the other foot, if I was them, I would probably, maybe, you know, I'd be mentally maybe I would do it.
Here we go again with the mentally ill narrative that Joe Rogan trained his comedy assassins on. And before I go on, I don't necessarily disagree with everything Tony just said. I'll explain in a moment, but using the mentally ill card as a coping mechanism for even the slightest criticism of the Austin comedy scene is so played out and fucking lazy at this point. Rogan has literally called people who comment on YouTube videos mentally ill because they have nothing going on in their lives and probably work at 7-Eleven. Yeah, he actually said that. Of course, though, when the comments are positive, which they rarely are these days for these guys, then it's all good because they're just fans showing them some love. So they're not the mentally ill ones. I don't know why this analogy just popped into my head, but it reminds me of all those viral videos of cops beating the shit out of innocent civilians at traffic stops for absolutely no reason, and then claiming they were resisting arrest. Joe and Tony definitely have that energy. Stop resisting and kiss the ring. When we tell you to laugh, you'd better fucking laugh. Also, no heckling allowed. Just sit down and laugh like the sign says. And speaking of kissing the ring, Tony's sitting there acting like a mob boss whose nephews betrayed him. Mark Maron and Anthony Jeselnik have both been on Kill Tony multiple times pre-pandemic, so over 5 years ago, and now look how they broke my heart. I gave them everything and look how they repay me, by speaking their minds in public and taking ownership of their own opinions. If Do You Know Who I Am was a person, it'd be Tony Hinchcliffe. But this was the part that broke my heart. Jeselnik had a special to promote, so he'll be gone for a few years. Meanwhile, I'm pushing out 2.5 hours of comedy content per week. Now look, Tony's absolutely right about Mark and Jeselnik coming out from under their rock to promote their specials and taking shots at Rogan and Tony to go viral. I mean, Cat Williams did exactly the same thing, and I know he's already a big name, but the formula is exactly the same. But for Tony to back up that statement by saying he's pushing out 2.5 hours of comedy per week is absolutely fucking wild. This is the big lie that Tony and Rogan keep saying out loud. They don't do comedy, they host it. Tony is an open mic comedy show host, and he's a great roast comedian. Him acting like he's pushing out the equivalent of a comedy special every single week is so delusional that I think he actually believes it. Blurting that out in the moment just goes to show you what he really thinks. What he really should have said was, Jeselnik had a special to promote, so he'll be gone gone for a few years. Meanwhile, I've never released a real comedy special in my entire career as a comedian. There, I fixed it. These guys really need to stop and listen to the actual criticism rather than creating their own narratives in their heads to help them sleep well at night.
But the thing with Joe,
yeah,
is I don't know that we have a lot to talk about because of my idea of what he's done to comedy.
Sure.
And I don't think it's great. I think that it's tribalized, and I think that he's created a sort of army of people that think they know comedy, but they only know a specific thing, and what they think is good is not necessarily good. It may be what they're like, what they like, but on the outside of that, most of this sort of sensitive weirdos that we all grew up with in
just
comedy
know where to fucking
have been
lanes.
sort of pushed aside, and the space for them has become limited. There are some good comics in there, and there's a lot of middle section. There's a lot. I believe that we all exist in the same
and it
world.
doesn't matter, is my point. I get why you.
It's not all on him.
No.
The culture has changed,
right?
And I don't necessarily think for the better.
What do you think the Austin shelf life is going to be?
Well, I don't know. I think that it's so effectively tribalized at this point. It really comes down to material. You're not able to confidently do an hour without worrying about getting clips so you can get people come see you to do crowd work.
Yeah.
What are you really?
Right.
What is your voice? Who do you work for? You'd like to think you're working for yourself, but you're just a platform bitch who doesn't really need to find who they are up there or do anything interesting at all. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So
I'm tired of the attitude.
I thought you were going to say violence in this country.
No. I'm tired. They come up back to L.A. One guy, I want to name his name. I go, "Oh, you seem like you're thriving." And he goes, "I'm killing it."
Killing it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, whoa, dude. You moved out because you couldn't survive here.
Yeah.
This is a different.
It's an animal.
It's an animal.
By now, everyone's figured out that Bobby Lee was talking about Tony Hinchcliffe there. The arrogance to come out and claim that you're killing it now when nobody actually cares about your stand-up act is so typical of the Austin comedy guys. I was reading a post the other day about someone saying how they went to a Tony and Friends show and how surprised they were to see how many empty seats there were everywhere around them. That's the reality for a guy like Tony. People don't watch Kill Tony to see his comedy, they watch it for the spectacle. I mean, that's why I watch it, and I'm a huge fan of the show. We want to see people bomb and get roasted and the different guest comedians on the panel. Occasionally an open micer murders on stage, and it's good to see. I mean, look at how Timmy No Breaks basically forced his way back onto the show after Tony and the panel clearly hated him. Nobody's tuning in to see what funny questions Tony's going to ask today. We all know it's the same shit on repeat. But like I said, Tony is right about one thing, and even though I agree with a lot of the criticism, guys like Mark Maron and Anthony Jeselnik are purposely drumming up publicity by going after Tony and Joe. And instead of ignoring it, Tony's getting sucked right into their game.
He had a special to promote, and he's ending his podcast, Maron.
Yeah.
He's ending it because literally no one's listening to it.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if you look at the charts at all. No, it's a thing. No one listens to it.
I just don't get being worked up about the stuff ever to be like this, to go like publicly be like, this scene sucks.
Yeah, and he also calls everybody a hack, and then he talks about Trump for 3/4 of his special, calling him Bad Orange Man, and then talks about his sad cats like he has for 45 years. So
that's what bothers me the most. As the mayor of Hacktown, which I call myself at home. Yeah. This loosely throwing the H word around, I don't like it. All right? You got to earn your bones as a hack. All right?
Too
up, Chuck. Get him up there. Let's see it.
My only problem with it, and this is very sincere. My only problem with it is people can like what they like or hate what they hate. Comedy is f***ing hard enough, man. And Austin is 95% struggling comics that are there to try to fulfill this insane thing that we're all trying to do.
Talk about being in a fucking like circle jerk.
Carlton Banks not getting into a
Everyone I
black
hang out
sorority
with is like a
right
comic.
now.
It's so crazy. I just spend my days at the comedy store and like everyone wants to be a comic.
Hard enough, man. You know.
Shut up, Joe. You're not the mayor of Austin.
You moved there 6 months ago.
I listened.
You own a house in Pennsylvania.
I listen to you on Bennington give your dissertation on Austin. All right. Everyone is just trying, man, on this crazy little marble we're spinning on through space, trying to make people laugh for a living.
Yeah, you're right. I suck.
When you're the chief operating officer, every day can feel like an uphill battle. But with SAP, AI agents use all the right data to make sure you're ready for whatever lies ahead.
I need allies. I want you to join me.
I see.
Hear the primal cries of nature. Chains to ash and border to dust.
Heaven's wrath will fall heavy on your heads.
I walk the fivefold path. Out of my way.
This might hurt.
Our story begins here and now.
There's a great scene there, and Tony and Joe and a bunch of other guys really helped cultivate this beautiful thing.
You made the sale,
fucking
dude. You're
cool.
in.
Dude,
Relax.
they like
And by the way, let me just say, you guys would literally have a place in Austin if you didn't have like visitation rights to your children. You know what I mean? That you had to fucking, you'd be
Yeah.
freer. You'd be able to go do fun things. You wouldn't be tied down to this dark, rat-infested, grueling city.
Also, too, the Legion of Skanks.
Austin has plenty of rats.
All right, let's be honest about what's going on here. Big J and Lewis are jumping on the bandwagon as well. This is what makes this whole situation so fucking funny to me. Rogan and Tony are the only ones who are genuinely butthurt about getting called out. Everyone else around them are just going along for the ride. Lewis brought this whole beef up in the first place, clearly farming for clips. Then when Joe DeRosa jumped in with his cringe-ass take, they completely shut him down. I fucking love it. LA comedians have finally figured out that instead of ignoring the backlash against Austin, leaning into it is the better option. I really think that guys like Lewis and Big J think the Austin comedy circle jerk is cringe, and they're happy to sit on the outside and troll them.
We always say, like, how much Dave Smith came on for, like, talks with you after that individually. Me and Lewis were like, why doesn't Joe embrace us the way he embraces Dave? And then someone brought up the first picture we ever took here. It's so funny. It's the werewolf. I am standing behind the werewolf like I'm f***ing it. Lewis
getting
is bent
sucked off.
Lewis is acting like he's getting sucked off by the bear, and Dave is just leaning in, touching it, going. And I'm like, oh.
That's hilarious.
The difference between us and Dave.
He goes, I wonder why Dave
hilarious.
keeps going back.
Dave has his hand on the head gently.
Yeah.
Is Dave in the Rogan sphere? We're trying to figure out how we get in the Rogan sphere.
Yeah.
What
My
is
ochre
this?
sphere
You're
is
in it
more.
right now.
Look, first of all,
If
Shane
you're in it
doesn't.
right now,
Shane doesn't
you're
need the
here.
Rogan sphere anymore. Let's just move Shane out. Move Big J into that position.
Doesn't
right?
require the Rogan
Ari's
sphere at all.
moving to in Thailand or something. He's gone. Jay, that
Bro,
was your
there's plenty of
position.
room for you guys. You're in the sphere right now. You're on the show.
Every time the Rogan sphere gets talked about, we never get thing. When Cat Williams said 6 unfunny comics,
Oh,
that
We
you
knew,
put
we
up-
knew it wasn't us.
I knew it wasn't us. I would have been happy to
Cat-
be one of the 6 unfunny comics.
Was it Cat probably has a point. But what I was trying, he thought I wouldn't have him on. I'm like, bro, I love you.
Slow Joe strikes again, not realizing he's being trolled by real comedians, and we're starting to see more and more kinks in Rogan's armor. A couple of years ago, I think he genuinely ignored the haters and all the comedy fans who think his comedy sucks, but the backlash has gotten so big now that I think it's impossible for him to ignore. You've probably heard that after a photo of the wall in the Comedy Mothership came out, showing how Rogan had put his comedy special next to all the great comedy specials of all time, he's now had it taken down. There's no way he would have just randomly done that without knowing that he was being widely ridiculed for thinking he was in the same league as the other guys up there. There is no way he's hiding from the dozens and dozens of videos getting hundreds of thousands and millions of views dedicated to shitting on his brand of comedy and how much he's ruined the whole comedy scene. You guys have all seen the top comments on any post related to comedy on his Instagram or on YouTube, all trolling him for being a tall and funny comedian. So it's starting to make more sense to me now that behind closed doors, little Joe's getting frustrated.
You know, Rogan said something interesting. He was talking about, last night we were together, and he was talking about some people that tend to get a little bit, they blame other people for their failings, or they get critical, or they get bitter. You're where you are because of you. You did this. Don't blame That don't then turn and look at successful people and go, oh, those guys are assholes. Like, what are you doing, man? No, I didn't have anything to do with your not being a superstar. You did. So why are you turning to people that have been a little bit more successful and criticizing them? And it's exactly right. It's like, when was the last time you took responsibility for where you're at, man?
And
For
you're
me,
talking
it's
about
like-
some old salty comic.
Yeah, sure.
I know
maybe.
exactly what you're talking about.
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely maybe. Sorry, real quick, just remind me who the mentally ill ones are again. Was it us or them? I'm falsely confused now. According to Joe and Tony, there's no such thing as valid criticism anymore. You're either a fan or a salty, jealous hater. There's nothing in between. And the narratives they come up with to cope with the backlash are totally overblown and exaggerated.
So he's calling you guys and Joe Rogan Nazis, right? Is that what's happening?
Yes,
essentially?
the 2 biggest, most watched podcasts.
Which
yes.
is such a hack thing at this point.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole Nazi thing. Like, I just kind of feel like that's such a 2016 thing to be calling comics.
Yeah,
Just have
dude.
another comic doing it. It's
You're 2000 and late with that.
There you go.
I agree that it's played out, but characterizing the criticism as just them calling us Nazis is straight up cope. There's actually a lot more nuance to what Mark
crazy
and
how, like,
Jeselnik
they'll
have been
just listen
saying,
to, like,
even if they're
the
just
most
fishing
insane
for a
rhetoric
reaction out of them.
and be like,
As you saw in
"People that
those
hate
clips
me
I
are
played earlier from
insane.
Bad Friends, the main issue
Not a
is the
single legitimate
tribal,
criticism. That guy
cult-like
told me
nature
to
of the
kill
Austin
myself.
comedy scene, and how
bunch of
they've appointed
lunatics.
themselves as the arbiters of comedy around the world.
could be,
We've
like,
heard Rogan say multiple
base
times on his
issue, which is
podcast
why
that the
people
comedy
freak the fuck
mothership is
out
the
and get
center of the
crazy.
comedy universe, and that Kill Tony is the benchmark for comedy around the world.
Springboarding
It
them.
honestly makes me wonder, has Rogan ever actually sat down and watched a full episode of Kill Tony lately? I mean, whenever he's a guest on the panel, he's either high as a kite or wired out of his brain on nicotine pouches. So I doubt he understands how ridiculous he sounds when he makes outlandish claims like that. As for Tony himself, we're all waiting for his first real comedy special to drop. I wonder which played out jokes he's going to rehash and have to explain later on a podcast after there's a massive backlash against his jokes that nobody understands because there's no apparent punchline. In the meantime, though, if you want to see my breakdowns of all the worst comedy specials and Kill Tony shows, check out the link in the description to my Patreon and become a member so you don't miss out on my longer form uncensored content. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
What an unbelievably crazy week on Kick. I was just talking about the French streamer Jean Parmenov, who passed away in his sleep on stream after a marathon of abuse from some other streamers. And just now, I literally just finished streaming Resident Evil 6, and I was taking a little tinkle, and I got sent a little something that is so diabolical, I had to hop back in the saddle and yap about it. It is incomprehensible that yet another potential death was just streamed on Kick. I'm recording this an hour after it happened, and the victim is currently still in the ICU, so I guess by the time I post this, I'll know whether or not they passed away, but I'm going to keep this part in here right now because it's up in the air. A Kick streamer, Raja Jackson, who is the son of Rampage Jackson, and also a professional fighter, just went fucking ballistic on a wrestler during a wrestling event on stream. He picks the wrestler up, slams him on the mat, and then lays down 27 punches to the man's skull, most of which were delivered while he was unconscious. And by the end of it, he is bleeding and bloodied. They couldn't wake him up. They said he was barely breathing, and someone even used the word flatline, that he was flatlined in the ring. This is not fake. This is not scripted.
Dude, he absolutely fucked him. Literally nothing. From that beer can or something.
Dutch Boy Professional Series works hard for you with top quality primers, durable interior and exterior paints, and specialty products to help grow your business. Dutch Boy Professional Series paints, available at Menards.
QuickMD connects patients with a doctor online for opioid use disorder. Start medication-assisted treatment backed by science. No judgment.
Hey,
I did my best to censor this. It is brutal. It is extremely hard to watch. I also cut the clip short, but they pan back and he is covered in blood. Raja Jackson is a professional fighter who has unloaded, I counted 27 blows to an unconscious man. And they all are connecting. This is not like fake. It's not like he's pulling any of his punches. They are all hitting squarely on this man's skull, bouncing his head off of the mat. And I said most of them were when he was unconscious. All of them are while he's unconscious. When I watched it back, it's clear that when he slammed him on the mat, his head hit the mat and it knocked him out immediately. So all 27, potentially more, punches that he threw were on an unconscious man. That can be fatal. That is most oftentimes fatal. And he wasn't done either. It's not like he just stopped and said, okay, well, that's plenty. I've had my fill. He was still going. The only reason there weren't more punches thrown by him is because the other wrestlers were able to separate him. But he was fighting against them to go back and keep beating this unconscious man. He probably wouldn't have stopped punching him until his head popped like a balloon. It's extremely scary, and even if he does pull through, this could have life-changing repercussions with brain damage and so many other complications for the rest of his life, if he even survives, which we don't know yet. He apparently flatlined in the ring and is currently still in the ICU, and we don't have any updates. This is terrifying stuff. Hello, it's Charles, first thing in the morning here, and we don't have a ton of official updates on the condition of that wrestler, but the father of Raja Jackson, Rampage Jackson, gave an update where he is saying that Psycho Stu, that's the name of the wrestler, is alive and is stable. And he also says that he's clearing up misinformation about his son. But then in his statement, he doesn't clear up any misinformation. He just confirms what everyone already knows, that this was completely out of control, inexcusable behavior that Rampage Jackson also doesn't condone. So I don't know what misinformation he thinks he's clearing up with this. He's just agreeing with what everyone else is saying, that his son went fucking berserk. I guess maybe the misinformation demon that he was exercising here was about his son actually getting like the permission for payback on Psycho Stu for an earlier confrontation. And what he's referring to there is they had like a little beef before the event started, and someone had told Raja Jackson that he could like double leg take down Psycho Stu in the ring and then throw like a fake punch, and that would be it, to like settle the beef and create like this storyline. But Raja Jackson on stream, on camera, says that he is going to hurt Psycho Stu. He said he will not stop punching him until people yank him off of him. So he took that like pseudo invite, like green light to be involved in the wrestling event, as a permission slip to go brutally assault this man and beat him within an inch of his life. Like, I think you could also make a case that this is attempted murder. This was premeditated assault that he planned on not stopping at any point until third parties intervened. Like, I really think you could make like a real argument that he had went in there with the full intentions of killing Psycho Stu. That's what it looks like to me.
Tell you guys this, they told me to hit him and just leave. Somebody who pull me off of him will leave. I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit him as many times as I can. Watch.
That's indefensible. You can see him literally planning it off the back of them giving him like the instructions for a work where he'd come in and he'd deliver like a hit, like a fake hit, and then he'd be pulled off and that'd be the end of it. And he is saying, but watch this, I'm going to keep punching him. Like, he is blatantly stating this. It is very clearly a premeditated assault. And like I said, I really think his goal was to kill Psycho Stu there. It really seems like that was his mission. And you can't chalk this up to confusion where he was directed to do something but then just went a little far, like, mistakenly. He is, with his own voice, his own vocal folds, flapping with their own volition here. He is stating, they told me to do this, but instead, I'm going to do this. I'm going to punch him as many times as I possibly can. He is stating clearly that they told him one thing, and he is not doing that. Instead, he is going to punch the shit out of him, beat him within an inch of his life. You can't possibly say that he just got confused with the stage directions here of the storyline. He is saying that he is going to go punch him as many times as possible and disregard what they said he is permitted to do, like what they planned on. It is premeditated assault by every possible definition. Now, what started all of this, and I've seen people joking about it like, oh, haha, Raja Jackson must not know that wrestling is fake, and he thought the heel was being mean to his favorite babyface, so he took matters into his own hands, tee-hee-hee. But what actually happened is Raja Jackson was touring the event and meeting the wrestlers backstage, and of course the wrestlers are all playing characters, and when it comes to wrestling, there's a little something called kayfabe. And so they are going to portray their character to the best of their ability and keep everything as authentic and genuine as possible. And Psycho Stu was in character and misunderstood that Raja Jackson was not a worker in the event.
Worry about him.
That's
You need to
Psycho
be
Stu.
worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little.
Oh, you don't sell it? He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good, you're good, you're good, you're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking
Bro.
worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, I will fuck him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know you will.
Nah.
We're good.
And he takes it way too far when he takes a beer can. I don't know if it's like a real beer can or like one of those breakaway like stunt ones, but he takes it and he crushes it on Raja Jackson's head. Then you can see him get really fired up about it, and all the other wrestlers are also saying to Psycho Stu, like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? He's not like a worker here or anything. That was too far. And that's what started this. And then Raja Jackson waited until their match. Then he stormed in and then beat him potentially to death for it. Now, I think if Raja Jackson had swung on Psycho Stu after the beer can thing, you could definitely make a strong case that he was acting in self-defense. Because that is unexpected, it was unprovoked, and it was kind of a crazy thing for Psycho Stu to do, not knowing for sure if Raja Jackson was a worker in the event or not. It was a bad judgment call for sure from Stu. And he was just like way too fucking committed to being the heel. Like he was really deep into his method acting like fucking Shia LaBeouf style, and he did the beer can thing. And it was definitely over the line. But here's something a lot of people aren't showing enough of, that Psycho Stu was very apologetic when he learned that Raja Jackson was not a worker at the event. He apologized 3 times. They shook hands multiple times, and Raja said, like, hey, it's good, I get it. Multiple times. Meanwhile, he was just, like, bubbling with anger, waiting for his chance to fucking assault this man.
So fucking seal that.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. Hey, it's gonna all work out.
Yeah, hello.
We're actually
appreciate it.
I didn't know.
I get it.
We're working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat, Zeus. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you
know what I'm saying? We're always working.
What a fucking worm. This is some slimy behavior here. This is some turbo ass. Raja Jackson is now pretending that he understands and forgives Psycho Stu, who is very apologetic, mind you, and he's explaining, like, look, I saw the cameras, I thought that this was like another work, that we were building a storyline, this and that, and Raja Jackson's like, no, I get it, and he's like shaking his hand and everything. Meanwhile, he is actively planning of assaulting this man, beating him unconscious and fucking leaving him eating meals through a straw, as he is like pretending to let bygones be bygones here and that they're on good terms. That's fucking unhinged. Now, before showing you some more of the aftermath here, let me introduce you to Psycho Stu. I think you should get a little bit of the lore behind this wrestler that Raja Jackson beat so severely, hospitalizing in the ICU, and apparently caused to flatline in the ring.
Pro in 2009. I had just got out of the military, probably about 6 months earlier. I got out of the military, I joined Knox Pro, because I needed something to focus on. I needed something to help me adjust back into civilian life. A lot of veterans, it's hard for them to readjust into civilian life coming from the life of the military. I'm an American soldier that suffers from PTSD. Being in front of a crowd, it doesn't give me as much anxiety and aggression as I thought it would.
Yeah. Psycho Stu is a veteran who was suffering from PTSD and found wrestling as a means of escapism and fell in love with the sport. And now is currently hospitalized in the ICU, but apparently is stable, so hopefully Rampage Jackson is accurate with that claim, that he is alive and stable. That would be wonderful news. But what an unbelievable set of circumstances that led to his hospitalization here. Yes, he made a mistake with Rampage Jackson's son here, not knowing whether or not he was a worker and still building the storyline anyway under the impression he was. But it's not a mistake that should have led to something like this, especially when he did everything in his...
We can make you believe we know what we're doing, when in fact, we do not. Whoops, I have no idea what these buttons do.
I've never driven a stick in my life, but my hardest roll yet!
Small business owner, because I have no idea what I'm doing. But GoDaddy Arrow does, using AI to build a logo, website, and social content.
For Walton Goggins goggle glasses.
Because if your goggles ain't Goggins, they don't belong on your noggins. With GoDaddy Arrow, it's like you know what you're doing.
Holy shit. One shot.
Welcome to your love story. It didn't start like anyone else's. And Zazzle's here to help you tell it. On Save the Date.
My friends, for the first time since 2022, Ukraine didn't launch a summer offensive. That's because this year, Ukrainian forces are undergoing a major transformation, one that, perhaps, would allow for a renewed offensive next summer, or at least allow Ukrainian forces to stabilize the front line. But how exactly do they plan on achieving this? Mobilizing more people. Yeah, but no. The AFU is literally rebuilding its military from scratch. On February 3rd, 2025, Ukraine's Commander-in-Chief, General Syrskyi, announced the transition of the armed forces to a permanent core structure. So in this video, we'll analyze why the armed forces of Ukraine absolutely need these army corps, but also the challenges that they will face by implementing these changes. Put simply, Ukraine is looking to bulk. The question is it going to be a clean bulk or a dirty bulk? The kind of videos I create often hit a roadblock when there aren't enough visuals to explain a complex event in a way that you can actually see it unfold. And that's where in-video AI comes in. It lets you turn even the most abstract idea into a full-length video with no cameras, no crew, no editing timelines. It lets you create stunning videos, irrespective of your skill level, and without having to learn difficult programs from scratch. Let me walk you through how it's done. Just start with a simple text prompt and it creates the first draft for you. For example, create a 30-second video about the war between Russia and Ukraine, setting trench war in Donbass. Check out what in-video AI produced only after a few minutes and a couple rounds of edits.
Suddenly the sky fills with drones. It's starting. Artillery incoming. Everyone down. We can't stay here. A massive explosion nearby. Time slows down. Stay or go. Move, move, move.
After this first draft, you can then use the edit command box to match your creative ambitions. Remove voiceover, add subtitles, make the music more epic, make the ending conclusive.
As the dust settles, I realize we've taken the ridge. But at what cost?
Unlike traditional video tools with steep learning curves, in-video AI is you've always wanted to be, and create anything you can think of using in-video AI's powerful generative capabilities. And the best in all this is that you can try in-video AI for free. This will save you hundreds of dollars that you would otherwise spend on editing, animation, or other production costs. You can check out in-video AI by clicking the link in the description below. After gaining independence in 1991, Ukraine inherited a lot of things from the USSR, like Chernobyl, commie blocks, and corruption, but also several Soviet armies stationed on its territory. Thank you, Father. By the mid-1990s, these were reformed into roughly 5 army corps. Hold on, what exactly is an army corps? Well, in the hierarchy of military formations, a corps sits between the army and the brigade. We're talking about roughly 30,000 soldiers. But as always, let's start with some history. The story starts with Jacques-Antoine Hippolyte, Comte de Guibert, a key French military theorist of the 18th century. He proposed organizing forces into permanent, self-contained units he called divisions, a concept that was first tested by Marshal de Broglie during the 7 Years' War, and later formalized in Guibert's Essai Général de la Tactique. Guibert envisioned lean divisions, capable of rapid movement and decisive strikes. Unburdened by cumbersome supply trains, his vision began to materialize on the eve of the French Revolution. In 1788, the French army reorganized into 16 mixed infantry cavalry divisions. plus 4 infantry and 1 cavalry division. Notably, artillery was still not organically integrated into these units. That's when someone called Napoleon took this concept even further. In 1800, he created the Corps d'Armée, literally body of the army. Those were semi-autonomous formations composed of 2 to 4 infantry divisions, this time with their own cavalry, artillery, and support units. These corps were remarkably self-sufficient. They were able to march, fight, and sustain themselves independently, such as when pillaging foreign lands. Oh, hold on. As you can see, their great strength laid in flexibility. Napoleon could disperse them across vast distances to cover ground, and then rapidly concentrate them for a decisive battle. For example, this is how Napoleon achieved his stunning victory during the Austerlitz campaign. And soon enough, all of Napoleon's enemies would copy that model. In essence, the modern army corps retains the same fundamental structure as Napoleon's Grande Armée. In modern NATO symbols, a corps is represented with 3 X's, but it's a concept you're probably already very familiar with. Now back to the Eastern Front. So by the mid-1990s, the armed forces of Ukraine consisted of 5 army corps. However, these corps existed mostly on paper. They were administrative rather than tactical formations. With the reforms of the 2000s, the corps were gradually disbanded and divisions reduced to brigades. As a result, in the armed forces of Ukraine, the brigade is the largest autonomous tactical formation and typically consists of 3,000 to 5,000 soldiers. Now, some people believe that this was all a scheme by the former chief of the General Staff, Muzhenko, who did this to centralize command over the army, to make it in a way so that every brigade now reported back directly to the General Staff. But look, that's another story. When the war in Donbass broke out in 2014, Ukraine launched the Anti-Terrorist Operation, or ATO. To do so, they set up temporary commands. The front line was divided into sectors, A, B, C, D, and M, with Sector M in charge of defending Mariupol. But quickly, with Russia's intervention, Sector D collapsed. And after the Battle of Debaltseve in early 2015, Sector C was Control-Alt-Deleted as well. With only Sectors A, B, and M remaining, that same year the AFU scrapped the sector system and replaced them with a new command structure called Operational Tactical Groups, or OTGs. Basically, very large task forces. At first, there were 3 of them: OTG Mariupol, OTG Luhansk, and OTG Donetsk. But by 2016, OTGs Mariupol and Luhansk had been disbanded. And then OTG Donetsk was split into commands: OTG East, which covered the Donetsk front line, and OTG North for the Luhansk one. So in summary, the chain of command looked like this. You had independent battalions, plus battalions encapsulated into brigades, all under the command of the headquarters of the OTG, and then the OTGs reported back to the General Staff. This temporary command structure composed of operational tactical groups remained in place until today. And that's the problem. The benefit of this structure is that it was rapidly implemented and ideal for the war Ukraine was waging in Donbass, with relatively few troops and small areas to control. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. We can mention the creation of the 11th Reserve Corps in 2016, but once again it was more administrative than anything else. Like a scheme for high-ranking officers to be paid to do nothing. Everybody was happy with the structure until everything changed in February 2022, with Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The Ukrainian army experienced a rapid expansion in manpower, but also in the number of sectors it suddenly had to defend from hostile forces. Essentially, half the country.
All hope is failing, my lord!
In response, the General Staff quickly created larger structures called Operational Strategic Group of Forces that looked over smaller sectors. The order of battle was reshuffled several times in those chaotic first weeks of the war, but eventually 3 OSGs were kept: Hortytsia, Tavria, and Pivnich. For instance, Operational Strategic Group Hortytsia was led by a yet unknown officer, Colonel General Alexander Sersky. From his headquarters, he oversaw at least 5 operational tactical groups: Kharkiv, Luhansk, Donetsk, Liman, and Soledar, each one of them broken down in even smaller tactical groupings. There are two things we can immediately point out. First, the territorial overlap between OTG's Luhansk and Solidar, and second, the fact that Sersky had to look over 5 groups, whereas most NATO armies typically control only 3 subordinate formations. These strategic and tactical groupings initially appeared to be the most effective way to defend an extended front line. Each tactical grouping was assigned to a fixed area of control, and then multiple ones of these tactical groupings were then commanded by an operational strategic group. You know, it's a bit like when you have your cousins over for the holidays and you're looking for extra PS5 controllers. Then you tell your siblings and cousins, you look upstairs, you look downstairs, you look in the kitchen, you look in the backyard, as far as possible. Everyone is assigned to a sector and they report back to you. Tactical groupings also give the general staff flexibility to quickly shift units between OTGs, which was perfect for the high crisis management situation Ukraine found itself in the first weeks and months of the war. As long as Russian forces were themselves disorganized and short on manpower, the AFU structure worked, showcased by Ukraine's Kharkiv counteroffensive. However, the moment the Russian armed forces mobilized hundreds of thousands of men and abandoned their doctrine centered on battalion tactical groups, that's when things became complicated for the AFU, especially since the Russian army opted to return to the good old Soviet structure, with regiments operating as part of divisions supported by autonomous brigades. These units are integrated into what Russia terms a combined arms army, which, by NATO standards, is equivalent in strength and function to an army corps. Like my neighbor says, when in doubt, go Soviet. Or hold on, was it go Commando? As the war dragged on and turned into a battle of attrition, the inefficiencies of the command structure of the AFU became more and more apparent. Ukrainian journalist Yuri Butusov noted that in some cases, a tactical group commanded by a colonel ended up responsible for 22 brigades and dozens of separate battalions and companies. What a nightmare! The operational tactical groups were further limited by their rigid ties to geographical sectors, although initially these were logical in a defensive posture for fronts that are mostly static. But this doesn't work if the front suddenly becomes mobile. Its area of control would overlap with the one of another grouping. But that's not the worst. The main problem was that while an OTG headquarters commanded troops within its sector, it didn't actually own them. It's the general staff that retained all the control. It's like a football coach, mid-game, being told his best striker is now being transferred to another team. And minutes later, another order comes. Half his veteran players are going to be pulled out at once, only to be replaced by newbies. All this to say that the commanders of these OTGs could only do best with what they had readily available. Finally, because these groups were non-permanent formations, their headquarters constantly had to rotate staff officers drawn from different brigades, further undermining cohesion. One day in the war room, you have officers from brigades 1, 2, and 3, and the next week, they're all gone. Now you have brigades 4, 5, and 6 under your command. Because of all this, in 2023, DFU experimented going back to the old ways by implementing Army Corps, or Ukrainian Armyski Korpus, initials AK. Indeed, you can't go more Soviet than that. But it's actually on November 19th, 2022, that the 9th Army Corps was officially created. Unlike the operational strategic and tactical groups, the Army Corps would have a clearly defined set of units under its command. Compared to the inherently defensive operational tactical groups, the corps were much more flexible. Just like with Napoleon's Grande Armée, the Corps was ideal for offensive actions and maneuver operations, ready at any moment to exploit the gaps in enemy defenses. Eventually, that's how the 9th and 10th Army Corps came to be for the upcoming 2023 summer offensive. 9th Corps was meant to break through
Fuck. The Singe one's such a fucking bait.
Would this make you buy a Ridge Ring? 2 people could win a Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato, a Hennessy Velociraptor, or $100,000. Hold on, let me explain. This is Daniel and his dad, the founders of Ridge.
We're here to introduce the Bridge.
They set out to make the most badass experience for guys getting their wedding ring, thinking, what's cooler than exotic vehicles and cash? So they decided two special people are going to win the sweepstakes of a lifetime. All by getting this. The premium Ridge Ring. We've spent millions of dollars in research, refining, and testing, as well as thousands of hours making sure Ridge Ring is the last one you'll own. We understand guys' fingers get bigger or smaller.
And 10th Corps was kept in reserve to exploit the breach. To this effect, the 9th Corps was composed of the 33rd and 47th Mechanized Brigades, while the 10th Corps included the 116th, 117th, and 118th Mechanized Brigades, plus the 46th Air Mobile Brigade and the Scala Battalion. As always, it looked perfect on paper, especially to NATO officers, but there are already a lot of problems. First of all, 9th Corps was much weaker than 10th Corps, when 9th Corps is the one supposed to break enemy lines. And what's even the point of creating a corps that only has 2 brigades? And the elephant in the room, all of these mechanized brigades in the 9th and 10th Army Corps, the infamous NATO-trained brigades, but filled with the inexperienced personnel. Additionally, this rapid implementation in times of war resulted in an ineffective chain of command, because these army corps fell under the jurisdiction of tactical groupings. They were not actually independent. Look, who doesn't love yet another layer of bureaucracy? Now these nesting dolls make so much more sense. The AFU works the same way. After having been defeated during the summer offensive, the AFU urgently had to halt Russia's counterattack near Avdiivka, and due to the critical situation, Army Corps were thrown out of the window as fast as they came to be. The 9th Army Corps split in October 2023. The 47th Mechanized was sent to Avdiivka, and the 33rd Mechanized was later sent to contain the Russian advance in Kurakhove. The 10th Army Corps was also pulled apart. The 116th Mechanized Brigade was redeployed to Avdiivka and then moved to Kupiansk in May 2024. Meanwhile, the 117th Mechanized Brigade was transferred from the Zaporozhye front to Ocheretine in July 2024. Lastly, the 46th Air Mobile Brigade was redeployed to Marinka in November 2023, leaving only the 118th Mechanized behind. Thus, the 10th Army Corps was no more. Yes, because breaking up units and sending them piecemeal to the front was the trademark of the Ukrainian General Staff in 2024. And like many Ukrainian analysts complained, we can talk about the micromanagement of the General Staff. Due to manpower shortages, OTGs not only saw their frontline units melt down, but they depended entirely on the Central Command for reinforcements. As a result, Russian units exploited weaknesses and gaps, such as between the junction of 2 units, or even better, 2 tactical groupings. Actually, there's another reason why all this keeps happening over and over again, but I'll have to tell you at the end of the video. By fall 2024, Ukrainian formations had to deal with an absurd division of power on the battlefield. Take the 100th Mechanized Brigade, for example, that was simultaneously under the command of the 9th Army Corps, Operational Command West, OTG Luhansk, which itself is part of Operational Strategic Group Hortitsia, and as a reminder, which is responsible for the front going from the north of Kharkiv all the way south to Zaporozhye. And all this under command of the General Staff. It's like working in the type of companies where you have multiple bosses. I remember working in a company like that, a restaurant with 3 bosses, all of them Greeks. And it happened that they gave me contradicting orders. And then you're just wondering which one you have to listen to. And then you're put in a position where you don't really know what to do. All you know is that if there's a problem, it's gonna be your fault. That's how in November 2024, discussions were ongoing for a full transition to a core system, which would eliminate temporary bodies of command like the Operational Tactical
I've had enough
groupings.
just getting my fucking
In
ass
other
whooped.
words,
I'm going
the
to
great
arena.
reform of the armed forces of Ukraine.
Fuck
On the
this.
3rd of February 2025, President Zelensky publicly announced the transition to a new organizational structure of the armed forces of Ukraine, and the creation of corps has already been approved. He added, "We maintained focus on this implementation. The corps system is necessary." And on the 23rd of February, Commander-in-Chief Syrskyi also mentioned how corps will replace OTGs at the front. So they're going to copy the Russian structure, but say it was their idea all along. That's how the Ukrainian command planned to create 20 army corps and gradually disband operational tactical groupings. And this time they returned to the drawing board and learned from their failed attempts in the summer of 2023. One corps will hold a fixed section of the front with a force consisting of the same 4 to 5 brigades. Each corps will have its own headquarters, with the same staff officers this time, something that will greatly increase cohesion. and the Corps will also be provided with more margin of autonomy to carry out combat missions without the need for constant involvement of the General Staff. Reinforcements and the rotation of personnel and units will happen within the same Corps, which will also be responsible for training and reducing or increasing the front coverage of a brigade. Hopefully, the creation of corps will also stop the senseless pump and dump of Ukrainian rifle battalions, filled with mobilized personnel just to plug holes at the front, only to be disbanded once casualties are too high.
And it's gone.
When the first battalion gets destroyed, the one that is following takes up the position and holds the line. And then above the corps, we still have the operational strategic groupings that will control multiple corps at once. So the new structure of the Ukrainian army after the corps reform would look like this: battalions, brigades, corps, and operational strategic grouping. Effectively, OSGs are what we would call an army, as they command multiple army corps. You probably also noticed that Ukraine completely skipped over the divisional system, going directly from brigades to corps. Long story short, the only explanation is that they don't have enough time, and it's too complicated to put in place at the moment in times of war. To implement the reform, the General Staff decided to start on the basis of the best brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine. On the 14th of March 2025, the 3rd Assault Brigade Azov, under the command of 46-year-old Andriy Belitsky, would form the backbone of the 3rd Army Corps. 1 month later, the 1st Azov Corps was created based on the 12th Brigade Azov. That's how the 34-year-old commander of that brigade, Denis Prokopenko, one of the defenders of Mariupol that was captured by the Russians, then became commander of the 1st Azov Corps. Let's look at the order of battle of this new formation. The 12th Brigade Azov, but also the 1st Presidential Operational Brigade Burevi, the 14th Chervona Kalina Brigade, the 15th Operational Assignment Karadagh, and the 20th Operational Brigade Lyubart. Most of these units stem from Ukraine's Offensive Guard program launched in February 2023, which initially only recruited volunteers. Now I'm pretty sure they also have mobilized personnel, but at least they all have the same ideology. Observers noted that the 12th Azov and 3rd Assault Brigade simply had more competent new school personnel with combat experience, who can form the backbone of a corps' headquarters. On the 17th of April, Ukraine's National Guard officially unveiled the 2nd Khartia Corps, formed on the basis of the Khartia Brigade. That's how the armed forces of Ukraine lined up their first 3 army corps. The next question was how to distribute Ukraine's 100+ brigades into about 20 corps so that each one of them is balanced. I mean, you want all these corps to be able to stand their ground, but also to launch a counterattack if need be. For example, on the 31st of July, Military Land reported how the battle-hardened 93rd Mechanized Brigade has joined the 21st Army Corps. It will be supported by another strong unit, the 4th Heavy Mechanized Brigade, to which the General Staff added the 3 atrocious 152nd, 155th, and 159th Mechanized Brigades. Whenever you see 150-something, you know that brigade is complete trash. These brigades have the highest rate of desertion of all Ukrainian formations. Example number 2, as you can see here, all the corps will be assigned a heavy mechanized brigade. Those are like diet tank brigades. They're only called heavy mechanized because they have less tanks than they used to. And the remaining armored units have been broken down in order to standardize all Ukrainian corps. Ideally, that means the AFU would not require the intervention of firefighter units from across the map, like Azov, to counterattack in critical sectors. All this would now be possible from detachments operating within the same corps, but once again, I say ideally. Ideally, the brigades within the same corps would already be operating next to each other. To this effect, the 17th Army Corps replaced the Operational Tactical Group Zaporizhia, and the 20th Corps replaced Tactical Group Vuhledar. Yeah, which is now operating 50 kilometers away from Vuhledar. Thus, throughout the summer of 2025, came multiple announcements in regards to the new corps being formed, as well as their order of battle. As of now, we can list 18 army corps. We have the 1st Azov Corps, the 2nd Khartia Corps, the 3rd Totally Not Azov Corps, the 7th and 8th Assault Corps, and then the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, no 13, no bad luck, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, and 20th.
I accidentally bought $1 million worth of Bitcoin. I needed their help to move those funds to my bank.
Is this really Hillary?
Oh, yes, come on.
You do a good job with customer service, Hillary.
No.
And Kraken hooked me up with this custom account, so it looks like there really is millions of dollars worth of crypto at their fingertips.
Sir, erase it!
Okay, click confirm.
The scammer thinks he's about to be rich, but I make it his worst nightmare.
Listen, you just have to focus. You just have to focus and listen.
I'm trying my best, sir. It's just I have a cognitive problem. I have been diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Be quiet. Be quiet. Don't rap. Just be quiet and listen.
I'm trying to tell you, sir, I have a cognitive impairment.
Again, you are repeating. Sir, don't repeat. Don't repeat. Just listen.
I'm trying.
Boy.
Okay, B.
I want you to stay quiet. Please, stay quiet. Enter B as in boy. Can you do that?
Yes.
Enter it.
Okay.
When RB says euros, you say 2 for $7. Euros. 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 Louder. Arby's, we have the meat.
Happy Gilmore is back, and to celebrate, U.S. Bank has never looked happier.
You know with mobile deposits you can bank anywhere.
Just a little left. Perfect.
Cha-ching, Colin.
Yeah!
U.S. Bank, proud partner of Happy Gilmore 2, only on Netflix.
I wish there was a way to have this automatically happen, because...
Please listen, please. I beg you to listen to me, sir, please.
I'm listening. You don't have to beg. It's my pleasure to listen.
U as an umbrella.
I'm not... You don't have to beg at all. You're helping me here.
Then E as in Edward.
Okay. Yeah, the names. I like the names. Names, it's easier to understand.
F as in Frank.
When you say the names.
F as in Frank.
S as in Sank. Can you please use names like S as in
said
Stan?
F as in Frank.
Because it's easier
F
if you do
Frank.
names.
Sir, I didn't say S, okay? I want you to erase the S. It's F as in Frank, not S. Take off the S.
Good dog.
Oh, okay. F is in Frank?
No. There are just 2 sevens. Only 2 sevens. Why are you putting 4?
How many?
Sir, you have to erase the other ones. Can you
There's
press
5
the delete
sevens
button?
on here.
Just press the delete button, sir. Just press the delete button. Can you press the delete button on your keyboard?
Yeah, it's not working.
Now, after number 4. So come after number 4. Okay. That's what you're doing here, sir. Every time you were...
What just happened?
You're just not listening to me.
Okay, go ahead.
B as in...
I remember part of it. It was B, C1, I think W7.
Let me do my job.
I can't type.
Let me do my job, okay? Listen.
B,
can you listen to me?
C1,
you know how to listen. Sir!
W77, I think.
Sir!
Yeah?
Sir! You can't listen to me? You don't understand what I'm saying right now?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I'm starting from the beginning. Don't use your brain. Erase everything that you have entered.
Okay, hold on.
Listen to me. Listen to me now. Listen. Enter what I am telling you, and do not repeat it back for me. You got it?
Okay.
You understand this, right?
Yeah, I
B,
understand. You want me to repeat after every letter, you want me to repeat it.
Don't repeat it for me, sir. Don't repeat it for me.
Okay, you said
I'm saying don't repeat it.
What?
Remove the number 1.
Okay, you're making this extremely difficult. I'm starting to get tired here.
Let me speak.
Honestly, I might have to just call back a different day because
if you keep speaking, sir!
This is taking so long.
Sir, why do you keep speaking? Just listen.
I'm trying to listen, but you're making this painful. I just want to withdraw my money.
C as in cat.
It shouldn't take this long.
C as in cat. C as in cat. Enter C as in cat.
C as in cat. C as in
number
cat.
1.
C as in cat.
No. Sir, don't use your brain because you don't have it. Erase it. Erase. Just erase it. Remove it.
Okay.
B as in boy. What have you got over there? Just read it for me.
Portfolio value $1,181,295.
Sir, listen.
Just a reminder.
You have the W.
We could call my son if he would help.
Listen,
he gets
sir,
frustrated with me sometimes when we do computer stuff.
Listen. Listen, okay? After you as an umbrella, oh my God, sir. Are you an idiot? Were you like born in Madland? Where were you born? What's the name of your country? Madland?
I was born in Ohio.
No, I guess you were born in Madland. That's the name of your place.
Midland?
Now listen to me, okay? No, not Midland. I said Madland, where mad people are born.
I'm not sure where I don't know if there is a Madland, Ohio.
Okay.
I'm not familiar
Listen to me
with
carefully. Listen to me.
Is it where they? That's not down by the chemical plant, is it?
Hey, idiot. Hey, idiot. I will
We
call
used
you
to
idiot.
take.
I will
We
keep
actually
calling
used
you.
to take
I will keep
dynamites
calling you.
from the quarry when we were kids.
Idiot.
Because we could go
Listen
down
to me.
there when
I
they
will
weren't
keep-
paying attention,
I
and
will
you could
keep calling you
take the
idiot.
dynamite.
If you
would light them.
speaking-
We
if
would
you
light
keep
them off
speaking-
on the 4th of July.
Hey, idiot. Hey, idiot. Hey, idiot. I will keep on saying you idiot. I will keep on calling you an idiot, a
sorry,
dumb
you talking to
brain
someone
if
else?
you don't listen to me. No, I'm talking to you. In next 5 minutes, you will not have any money again to see in your life from Kraken. You can record this conversation. So right now, your job is
How
to
do
stay
I
quiet.
actually? How
Whatever-
do I
listen.
record this conversation?
Hey, I'm not going to repeat myself again. V as in victory, not B.
V.
Sir.
3 V's?
Sir. No, sir. Erase the V's, okay? Erase all the V's. Erase it. Yeah, now. Erase the B as well.
You want me to erase all the B's?
No.
There's a
Listen,
B at the
now just
beginning.
start
I think I
listening.
can.
No! This is where you have to start listening to me. Listen.
Okay.
Just listen.
Okay, I'm trying. So
Okay? V as in Victoria.
Okay.
2-9, like number 2, number 9.
2 9s?
No, sir. Just hit the backspace. Erase the 9s. Both the 9s, erase it. Stop right there.
Okay, there's a 9 at the beginning.
No, stop right there, buddy. Don't erase anything else. Please, don't. Sir, why do you make my job
New
tough?
champ diff.
Please,
Fuck
listen to me. Don't erase the other 9s.
Don't erase the 9s?
Oh, my. Sir, don't erase it, sir. Sir,
okay.
Like, what are you doing, sir?
Okay, well, what comes after G? Just, what's the...
9.
Say a name, say a letter or a number. You're making this hard.
Wait a moment now. You just let me check it. 6, 4. Wait right there, okay? 7, 4.
Everything okay, buddy?
7.
Buddy, old
Just a
pal.
moment, buddy.
Are you okay? You sound sad.
I sound tired, that's all. All thanks to you, sir.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. I'm here to help. Or wait, what?
Sir, you were just like a, a Behankaland.
I don't know what that means.
Behankaland means, sir,
a bank
person
fund?
like...
Sir, I've been on the phone with you for an hour.
Yeah.
I need to move this to my bank account now. That's it.
And that's what I'm doing, sir. So just bear with me, boss, okay?
No, my name's Richard.
Now,
Yeah, if you guys don't mind, give me a second to cook here. Hopefully I can get it to work. I'm gonna like enter this so that you can see his wallet address, but I'm gonna have it be like one letter off. So like in the end, instead of D, I'll just like B as in bog or something.
Okay, so I just send all the funds there, right?
no, one moment. Let me check that. Okay, you got that address wrong.
Okay, so
listen
three-
to me. Listen.
I'll just do 3 Bitcoin.
Sir, don't do
Right.
that. Don't do
Or
that.
should I do
Don't
3 point? I'll do
don't do
3.4.
that.
I'll just do all of it because it's taking so long.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
3.41023.
Don't do that, sir. Don't do that. Sir.
93.
Sir.
Let me just read
Sir.
that. Let me just make sure I got that
Don't do
right.
that. Sir, don't do that. Sir.
3.410.
Sir.
Oh, no.
Sir.
Are you still there?
Can you hear me?
Are you still?
Yeah, can you hear me, sir?
I can't
Can
hear.
you hear me?
I can't hear a word you're saying if you're still there.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
If you want me, is it okay to withdraw my full balance?
No.
When you write, your tone influences how readers respond. With Grammarly, just highlight your text and type how you want to sound. Get your message right every time.
It's pretty close to the do not redeem.
Attacks on.
Hello, this is Richard.
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me? This is me again.
Hey.
Sir, Listen to me. Listen. Erase it.
Okay, so
Erase
click
it.
review.
Erase it, buddy. Erase it. Erase it. Erase it. Erase it. Sir,
Confirm.
Erase it. Sir, erase it.
Okay, click confirm.
Sir, don't do. Why are you not listening to me?
Okay, it says withdraw initiated 3 BTC.
Sir, this is not your wallet. This is not your wallet. Why were you not listening to me?
Okay, this looks great.
I am shouting. I am asking you to listen like an idiot. Idiot, listen to me now.
Let me refresh my bank
this is
account.
not your bank. Sir, this is not your bank account. You are an idiot. I was
You guys
saying
make this so
that
easy, by the way. Kraken makes this stuff easy.
Sir.
The captures were a little too... Hello, this is Richard.
Hey, put me on a speaker.
Excuse me?
I am sorry. Listen to me.
I don't
Can
accept
you hear?
it.
Because you are...
Apology
Sir,
not
you are
accepted.
not listening to me.
Omnibound.
Okay, I'm so sorry, sir. Alright.
I accept
How I
that
missed
one.
that old.
Actually,
Let
could
me
you
speak.
transfer me to
I
your
think
manager?
about
Because
a
I
lot
just
of
want to
things
think. I
with
just
that
want to
one.
put in a good word for you. It took a long time, but you really did
Sir,
help me.
please. Sir, please. Let me speak. Sir, you will lose all this money in next 1 minute if
Okay,
you
fine.
don't
I will.
hear what
Fine.
I am
I'll withdraw all of it then. If that's what you're.
No.
If that's what you're
please
saying to
don't
do, I don't want to.
that.
I don't want to lose the money.
Don't do
so
that.
it's
Don't
it's
do
fine.
that, sir. Don't do that.
Sorry, what?
Why are you not listening? Please listen, sir. Please, I beg you to listen to me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying right now, correct?
You didn't really say very much.
You entered wrong letters.
I double checked it. It was
You
fine.
entered wrong.
No,
it was not a
it was
B,
fine.
sir. It was not
Sir,
a B.
I don't
at
have
the
time
end.
for this.
It
Yeah,
was
blah,
not
blah,
a
blah,
B.
blah, 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 blah.
Sir,
Yep,
that
yep,
was
yep,
my
yep.
Bitcoin
Yep.
address.
I don't have time for your yapping.
That was my Bitcoin
Can't even
address.
get that Q
I
off.
sent
What
you
the
my
fuck?
I sent
Bitcoin
it to
address
the right.
to send you the money.
I double checked it. Okay.
I want you to sign in on your email. You know how to go in your
Get a second
email?
old
I don't know how to do that.
Just go in on that one.
Speaking of email, today's video is sponsored by Proton Mail. I've been using them both personally and professionally for about 6 years now. Not only do I get less spam than when I was using Gmail, but it's private, encrypted email. And that means no one, not governments, advertisers,
A little
not even
better
Proton
fucking
can see the
prismatic,
contents of the email
and we're hard carrying
messages.
to
In today's
first.
world, everyone
That's
is
rough.
trying to track you and sell your information to the highest bidder. But Proton Mail
Definitely sucks
helps
after
put a
getting
stop to that. You might not know this,
fucking
but when you
wrecked
take a picture
from
with
doing
your
bots
phone,
dozen
it
games
often
in a row.
includes things like your location and a lot of extra information in that image file. But Proton can take care of all that. They're a privacy-first company based in Switzerland that has built-in protection against tracking pixels and can automatically remove metadata from images. Maybe you've been using the same email for years and you're flooded with messages that you don't really care about. Why not start fresh with a free Proton Mail account at proton.me/kitboga. I'm a huge believer in taking your online privacy and security seriously, and I'm proud to have Proton sponsoring me and the channel, helping us to fight against scammers.
I want to be transferred to your security department.
Okay, I'll do that right now. Thank you for staying online. Your call has been transferred to the manager on the floor. This is Pradeep on the back from this problem. How's your day so far?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. So I believe you had a lot of troubles with one of our technicians you were talking to. So being a manager, it's my job to take it from here and make sure that I bring up a bright smile on your face. So what I'm going to say here right now,
Yeah,
sir,
so Kevin is by far one
that-
of the most incompetent people that I have talked to in months. At one point, he called me stupid. Can you believe that? He called me stupid.
Oh my God.
But it took him 30 minutes to figure out how to transfer the funds. He's not the
I'll
smartest.
make sure that I
he's not the
fire
brightest
him off
bulb
this
in the
job.
not the brightest bulb in the bunch. Not the brightest. He's not the sharpest bulb. He's not the. He's not the sharpest pen.
I am positive. I have a reward for you. You want to know how much is the reward for?
Yeah.
Are you serious? You want to hear that?
Wait, a reward?
Okay. Yeah, there is a reward. And you want to know how much is that for, sir?
Yeah. Is it for being a loyal customer?
$600,000. Yes, it's $600,000.
Wait, I heard of
Can you
I've
believe
heard
it?
of your crackback plan, but $600,000?
Exactly.
That's crazy. That's crazy. 600,000? I don't believe
Yes.
that for a
Now
second.
Now listen to me. Now listen to me, okay? There is only one way that we can claim this money.
Gift
Got
cards.
it, sir? You wanna? But you will have to listen to me, because if you don't listen to me, I will have no way to help you get that money. So first thing you need to do right now is don't answer any calls apart from me.
Sorry, hold on. I keep getting another phone call. Hold on 1 second. I keep getting another phone call.
Don't answer. Don't answer. Don't answer. Don't answer.
I want to make him think that I'm talking to Hillary Clinton, and then I want him to pretend to be Hillary Clinton.
Hello?
Don't answer any other person's call, please. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I'm talking to Hillary Clinton on the other line.
They're making you a fool, sir.
They're gonna
Don't
transfer
open
me
up
to
your computer.
No, they're gonna transfer me to Hillary.
Sir?
They're gonna transfer me to Hillary Clinton, and she's gonna help me.
No, they won't transfer you to Hillary Clinton. They will make you mad. Your brain will go away. And one day you will shout like an idiot. You will die. You will jump off a building or something, sir. Because the way you are reacting right now, only maniacs do so. So did you ever went to a mental hospital or something?
No, he's so mean. Okay, he's calling me back.
Yeah, Hillary? Yeah, sorry we got disconnected, Hillary. It's Richard. It's me. It's an honor to speak with you. It's an honor to speak with you.
Okay, no problem. So let's do one thing here, okay?
Okay.
First of all, the reason why I came here is to make sure that no one else talks to you because people are trying to take your advantage right now.
Without
okay?
skipping a beat. That's what I was hoping for, Hillary. Thank you for being on the case. You know, they said something about your emails or your laptop, or honestly, I can't keep track, but I knew that you were here for helping the American people.
Exactly. So I just want you to do one thing here, okay? Are you in front of your computer?
Yes. Is this really Hillary?
Oh, yes. Come on.
You do a good job with customer service, Hillary.
Thank you. So you can just, accept the stuff, and yeah, if you want to meet me soon, I'm 27, and I'm completely single, and I have a baby as well, 2-year-old. So, did you accept it? Click on I am aware.
Do you know who Hillary Clinton is?
No, I'm not Hillary Clinton. I'm Hillary Lay.
I don't know who that is.
Not Hillary Clinton.
You
yeah,
lost
I
me.
got it. So you see I am aware?
I was talking about Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton's...
Why would she talk to you? But I'm way more hotter than that. That's for sure, sir.
Okay, but why...
If you want, I can share
It
you
makes
my pictures.
a lot more sense that someone who works in the government would help me than... Who are you? Sorry? What do you do?
Someone who works for the government. I'm from the IRS department. So yeah, I'm helping you getting this transaction from the Kraken fixed. So, yeah. Don't worry about that.
Who are you? What's your name?
Right now, what do you see? You see I am aware. I accept.
Oh, yes.
Hello, this is Bill Clinton. How are you doing today?
Not again, Bill.
Hey, yeah, I could see that Hillary was talking to you from the IRS department, so I thought, being the ex-president, it's my job to make sure everything works fine for you. Okay? So now it's asking you to accept the request. So click on I am aware, accept.
Man. Who was that? Who was that?
This is Bill Clinton talking to you. Hillary was someone from the IRS. It was not Hillary Clinton, so yeah, don't worry about it.
I got really
It was not my life.
Okay, that makes more...
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? It makes more sense that you would be talking to me, not Hillary, because she's...
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on. Hello, this is Richard.
Richard, this is David here.
Sorry, I'm trying to... Is this President Donald Trump?
You're not talking to Donald Trump. I just want to tell you one thing.
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Now, why do you keep answering the other phone calls in between me? I know that.
Donald Trump was texting me, so...
Yeah.
As an owner of Walton Goggins goggle glasses, I know how to make slick-looking goggle/glasses. But I have no idea how to make slick social...
Donald Trump is me. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Ooh, I don't want to talk...
Donald. How are you doing today?
Wow, Hillary and Donald are on the phone together? They said it couldn't be done. Oh my gosh, you guys are together? You're helping? You're both together helping me?
I'm here with you. Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Are you on your computer?
Yeah, so Donald's here too?
Yeah, me as well, buddy. Okay. You see, accept. Just accept the things on your computer.
Okay.
Click on accept. You see the accept, right? And dismiss any other connections, and now you are talking to someone really big from this country.
Yeah, I don't really want to let you
don't
on
talk
my
to
computer.
anyone else. Otherwise, I will send the cops at your house to catch you.
That tracks.
I'm joking.
I'm joking. That tracks. Okay, so I click.
Okay.
I click. I'm aware of
Accept
the
it.
risks. Okay.
Start now.
Where'd Hillary go?
Oh, Hillary, are you there?
Oh, yes, I'm still listening to everything.
I feel like the
You
scammers
heard
have
her.
to be pretty fucking dumb.
Like, what are you
If the
starting?
guy seems super
Hey,
fucking
where were you,
schizophrenic
honey?
or super
Is this a
fucking
joke?
dementia-ridden,
No, this is
maybe
crazy.
you could get
This
away with
isn't
this.
Hillary or Donald Trump or anything. This is stupid. Do you think I'm a fool?
Okay, this is not Donald. This is Bonald.
Oh. Okay, yeah. You know, I do get my
I
D's
never
and my
said
B's
it.
confused.
Okay.
Hey, Donald.
So you thought today that let's play with someone for the full night. Let's f their brains, right? That's what you thought.
I would never.
And that's what you have been. Oh, yes. Yes. The way you say never, I get it.
I would never do
your
something
plan
like that.
was to-
I've been trying to get support.
Support. And that's what I'm
I
trying
just
to
want my
give
money.
you. So can you open...
You're a liar.
Can you open up the any desk?
I don't understand who I'm talking to anymore. I keep getting phone calls. Someone pretended to be from the United States, but that doesn't make any sense. And now you're telling me that you're going to give me money, but it's in my account. Like I don't even need. I don't even think I need support anymore. I have the money in my account.
Okay. This is Ohio PD, okay? Ohio Police Department, and you're talking to Prabhanjan. How are you doing today?
Can you name
Are you
one
listening,
thing
sir?
that you learned when you went to your
Decide could be good. I really
police
want Mirage
officer
Blade
school?
so bad.
Can you name one thing?
Okay, I'm sending 2 police officers right back at your house right now. When
Okay,
they
but
take you
before,
into
I'm
custody,
shaking in my
and when
boots.
they
I'm
put you
shaking
under
in my
the
boots. I'm so
remand,
scared. Could you name one thing that you learned when you were training to be a police officer?
You are making fool of people that you are owner of 10 bitcoins, which you are not. Okay? Second thing, someone like you can never have yeah, I know. I got you way before than that. Someone idiot like you, someone poor like you won't have that.
You got me. Take me to jail. Take me to jail, buddy.
So why were you making a fool from so long?
Wait, what are you talking about? I guess I'm confused.
That's the fake money that you have
No, I
in your
have
crypto wallet.
I have money. What are you talking about?
The money that you have in your Kraken is fake. It's not real money, sir.
It's
Let me tell
very
you
real,
why.
but you just said that somebody was trying to take my money?
And that's what I'm trying to get you back right now. So if you listen to me carefully,
Okay, I'm
my
listening,
job will be easier and yours too. You see withdraw? Click on withdraw. Now click on XRP.
I don't want to do this anymore, officer. It's not worth the reward. I don't need the money. To be
Okay, I
honest.
get it.
I'm done.
You can do that.
Nah, I'm
Don't be
good.
too aggressive. Go for it. Go for it.
No, I'm good, officer.
I will talk to you whole day. Don't worry about me.
I don't want to
Just
do.
do
I
as
don't.
I'm saying.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Okay, have a good rest of your day.
You have to date.
Also, I think it's extra funny, or it's like icing on the cake, that he at one point was convinced that I was messing with him and was like, okay, I knew the whole time. I know that this is a fake balance and you're just messing with me. And then I said, like, you got me, because I was, but then I flipped it. I did like the 180 and was like, wait, I thought you were saying that somebody else was trying to take my money. And then he just went right back. Like him saying you're an idiot and all that stuff. Oh, I knew the whole time. Like, that's what they want to hear. They want to hear that I was just messing with them because they don't want to believe that there was actually $1 million in front of them and that they messed up. So sometimes I don't ever reveal or don't ever tell them that I was messing with them because I think it potentially makes it even worse. Like, they're going to go to bed tonight thinking about, like, I almost got $1 million. But I messed up, or that guy wouldn't shut up, or whatever it is. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, know that you're valuable and that you matter. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Out of curiosity, how do you ground morality?
Well, it depends upon the situation.
Okay. Is it okay to punch a baby?
Not at all, sir.
Why not?
That's why I said that it depends on the situation.
Okay, but what is it? How does it depend? Is it, like, why can't you punch a baby?
Yeah,
It's okay to punch a baby if he's killing you first with a knife.
How the heck
Then
is a baby
definitely
gonna
okay.
kill you?
Oh, well, a lot of things can happen, sir. You just giving me...
What kind of trolley problem is this?
What?
I'm just thinking that this is a weird trolley problem.
Without the ones like you working tirelessly to...
I feel like my YouTube algorithm has been weird.
What do you think is the best hotel in the world? Perhaps you imagine a renowned spot like the Plaza in New York, or maybe the Ritz in downtown Paris. What about the Four Seasons Resort in Bora Bora? Well, I hate to break it to you, but you're absolutely wrong. The world's finest hotel, boasting an unprecedented 6 stars, is located in North Korea. And I know, it sounds unbelievable. The hotel, known as Hyangsan Hotel, offers guests an extravagance that is unmatched anywhere else in the country. Imagine staff ready to serve you hand and foot, luxurious amenities available at a moment's notice, and a breathtaking scenic location to boot. Yes, this is clearly the best hotel in the whole world. Pyongyang says so. But is it? I mean, after all, this is North Korea, a place where nothing is quite as it appears. When you begin to examine the Hyangsan in depth, the facade gradually fades, revealing the decay of the Kim regime beneath. So what's the story here? How does a country where many people don't even have running water manage to create something so decadent? And can we uncover what's really behind it all?
Have you ever come across a book that feels a little off? Like it knows more than it's letting on? Well, I picked up the book, The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding a Civilization. Actually, I didn't pick it up. They sent it to me because it's a sponsor. I actually talked to the people who run this company. They were like, we really like your ad, Simon. Can we just have a chat? And I'm like, sure. And they were telling me all about making this book and stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. It doesn't often happen with sponsors. So that was super nice. And it's a super nice book. It's a super nice sponsorship. Thank you for going out and getting it. Apparently you guys love it as well, which is great. I actually bought this for someone. I guess I could have just reached out and asked to get another one for free. But I bought this for someone who works for me. Just as I was like, they'd expressed interest in it. I was like, sure, add it to your bill, mate. Use my discount code. It's a beautifully illustrated archive of human invention. He's pointing it out, but it's also got something strange. There's pages marked with butterflies and subtle pattern symbols that don't quite belong. It turns out the book hides a quest, a legit treasure hunt. Oh my god, my kids love treasure hunts. I've been getting ChatGPT to make treasure hunts for my kids. Solve the clues and you unlock a hidden website. Solve everything, you get a reward and a place in the order of seekers. Only 7 people... Oh, they were telling me about this on the call. Only 7 people have succeeded out of thousands. So, use the code PLACES10 at the link in the description. You'll get a discount. That's PLACES10 at checkout. Look for the butterflies. And back to today's video.
Great philosopher Socrates once said, to find yourself, think for yourself. Great philosopher Arby's once said, here's some Greek euros, 2 for $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
No burns I want.
Get different channel lineups for every TV lover in your household in one place. Keep everyone happy with up to 6 accounts. YouTube TV. Try it free. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
Send it.
Okay, let's break down this utterly bizarre hotel. The Hyangsan is tucked away in the remote North Korean wilderness, situated right next to Mount Myohyang, also known as Mysterious Fragrance Mountain. What's that smell? It smells like human rights violations. The hotel lies 150 kilometers or 93 miles due north of the Hermit Kingdom's capital, Pyongyang, just inside the region of Chagang. And I can honestly say, I've never seen anything quite like it. Tucked away in a valley surrounded by mountains, it feels more like a not-so-subtle Bond villain's lair, or an ancient Inca temple with its pyramid-esque structure and Stalinist architecture. Rising about 15 stories, it features a central tower topped by a revolving restaurant, much like many North Korean hotels. Regardless, its unique shape makes it instantly recognizable. Outside, the streets are well paved and the lawns remain reasonably well manicured even during the harsh winter months. Korean lettering is even incorporated into the landscape. The landscape surrounding the hotel is a veritable natural paradise. There's streams, waterfalls, mountains, forests, human rights violations. Many guests rave about how quiet it is. So quiet, in fact, that you might even hear the Pyongyang officials spying on you through the wall. For legal reasons, that's a joke. It's said that the hotel has 228 rooms in total, comprising both suites and standard accommodations, but as far as we could find, it's rarely full for obvious reasons. The hotel actually boasts an almost 40-year history catering to tourists visiting and within the Hermit Kingdom. It was built all the way back in 1986, during a time when design choices were, putting it mildly, pretty interesting across the board. Now don't get me wrong, it was still considered the veritable height of luxury even then. However, by the mid-2000s, it was clearly beginning to show its age. As a result, Pyongyang spruced the place up a bit around 2010 to render it with the kind of opulence that most North Korean citizens could only dream of. Although they probably couldn't even dream of it because they don't even know such opulence exists. Now, as you may have seen in our recent videos on North Korea, Pyongyang is currently experiencing a tourism surge, inviting people from around the world to Cork on what could only be described as a cruel and repressive regime's Potemkin village-esque tourism infrastructure. This is also why, since the COVID-19 total lockdown in the country about half a decade ago, only Russians have been allowed to visit. Meanwhile, Yangsan has long been regarded as the pinnacle of North Korean luxury tourism. And in many ways, it and other hotels in Pyongyang, like the Ryugyong Hotel, pioneered the tourism development trend that we see today. They offer the ultimate luxury holiday experience as long as you don't stray from the designated paths. And we weren't kidding when we said it's luxurious. You could tell from the impressive outside gardens, and once you step inside, it's reminiscent of many high-end hotels that you'd find anywhere else in the world. Take the lobby, for example. White marble covers the floors in a golden square pattern, polished to such a shine that you could likely use it as a mirror. Red carpets cascade down staircases, accented by silver trims, while bright LED lights illuminate the tall ceilings. As you glance around at a few pictures, you'd start to think, this is surprisingly nice, even for North Korea. It even has one of those water features that so many fancy hotels seem to include. Even the old pictures of the lobby reveal a space dominated by grey marble and an Asian-style decor. As a result, the lobby sticks out like a sore thumb in North Korea, not because of its unique design, but also because of the sheer contrast between the average citizen's lifestyle and this land of luxury. These kinds of contrasts exist everywhere. Just look at the nicest hotels in New York, for example. Step outside and travel just a few streets over and you'll see something completely different. Yet only in a country like North Korea is this contrast so starkly visible. It's the Kim Jong elephant in the room that nobody visiting is allowed to talk about. According to many tourism companies that bring visitors to North Korea, one of the hotel's main draws is that there is hot water and electricity 24 hours a day. Opulent. This is remarkable in a country where many citizens don't have indoor plumbing, electricity, or heating. Despite the fact that the average North Korean citizen faces the threat of starvation each year, North Korea is out here calling this monstrosity a 6-star hotel, with some even labeling it a 7-star hotel. This is madness for many, many reasons. For starters, the star system for hotels beyond 5 generally means nothing. Many places around the world claim to be 6-star hotels. You might even have stayed in one, but in reality, they're just fancy 5-star hotels. If a hotel were to one day blow all the others out of the water, it would simply become the new 5-star standard, and all the others would be just less good 5-star hotels. But I digress. Another reason this label seems odd is that North Korea doesn't even use the classical star system for rating hotel luxury. In every sense, the label means nothing, an assessment that is pretty fitting for North Korea, especially when you consider that although the hotel is clearly impressive, it's more like a solid 4-star hotel rather than a 5-star. That's still noteworthy, but as with nearly every foreign-facing aspect of North Korea, its positives are exaggerated. Alright, so what is the average person paying for a stay in the lap of the Kim dynasty? Well, we couldn't find extensive information on this, but one source, a Chinese intermediary tourism company for North Korea, quoted the price at around €100 per person per night. That's roughly 150 American dollars.
Tax feed. I
So,
kind of want to
on
send
top of
it.
being the only real 6-star hotel in the entire world, it also happens to be reasonably priced. Isn't that so kind of them? Believe it or not, this rate was established after a post-renovation price increase, so before that it must have been an even better deal. Guess I'll be booking my flights, except then I would be suffering human rights violations. Alright, that's enough about what this hotel is in terms of what it really represents. Now let's examine it just as another hotel that you might visit anywhere in the world. What's it like? What are its amenities? Beyond good electricity, 24 hours a day, and hot water. La-dee-da. Let's go back to the lobby for a bit. Beyond the glass, marble, and water features, there's also what appears to be a sit-in bar complete with comfy-looking chairs. A marble centerpiece table once sat at the heart of the lobby, showcasing a beautiful display of what appear to be fake flowers. Much of the greenery in the lobby is artificial, but we'll give them a pass on this one, as it's a common feature in many hotels worldwide. Now seems that the centerpiece has been replaced with a nice-looking
dashing's
seating
fucking
area,
insane.
while one of the bars has been transformed into a small gift shop, so you can give some money to the regime in exchange for a I Heart the Supreme Leader t-shirt or something. There's also a concierge desk staffed by individuals ready to help with your needs, including
Maybe I should learn
currency
that one.
exchange.
Goddamn.
I'm sure the rates are excellent. Alright, but any hotel in the world can make a lobby look good. That's kind of the point. It wows you with decadence before you even see the rest of the place. What about the food? How do its restaurants stack up? Well, the restaurant is actually located on the first floor of the hotel and takes up a long horizontal space. It used to be open to the outside with guests able to see out of windows, but that area appears to have been closed at some point, perhaps during a remodel. The main dining area is pretty fancy, featuring enough white mirrored pillars and bougie lighting fixtures to make even Donald Trump say, this might be a bit much, guys. Its white and blue color scheme is quite nice, even if it looks like someone did an impressive job recreating a fancy hotel restaurant after only having one described to them. But how it looks is irrelevant if the food is poor. So what does North Korea, where people routinely starve to death every year, serve to its tourists? Predominantly, the cuisine is a fusion of Western and Korean influences. Meals are usually served in 3 courses, though some tourism websites report up to 8 different dishes offered during a full meal. It's a mix of potatoes, chicken soup, various fish dishes, vegetables, and more. The offerings can vary depending on your visit. For example, some tour groups stop for lunch without staying overnight. Additionally, there's an option between a Western or Korean-style breakfast, and vegetarian choices are available for those who prefer to skip the fish. The one thing they serve that everybody is reportedly happy to see is bread. Just regular white bread. Fluffy, served with butter. Apparently the best bread in the whole of the DPRK. 6 stars after all.
butter,
The reason
baby?
for this is the bread, as we know it in
just
the West, is almost completely
artistic
unheard of there.
rendition.
Instead, rice and kimchi serve as the common staples in North Korea.
Rendition.
In reality,
That's the
flour
word.
and wheat come in as premium commodities in the Hermit Kingdom. They are considered luxury items by most citizens.
I want to hate watch the Patrick Davis
La-dee-da,
shit.
you and your
I don't know if I
bread.
can handle
Yes,
it.
the most basic of foods we have in the West is viewed as a status symbol in North Korea, and that tells you all you need to know, doesn't it? Other food options are available as well. For starters, there's also a semi-outdoor barbecue restaurant. But don't jump for joy thinking you're going to see some ribs. It's fish again, this time with a fun twist. There's an outside pool full of fish, so you can pick your dinner and the chefs will butcher it and serve it to you right then and there. This used to actually be inside the hotel pre-remodel. But even that's not all. There's even a revolving restaurant perched on top of the hotel. That spaceship-looking thing. There isn't really a lot known about this restaurant, though. It's pretty small compared to other revolving restaurants and is rarely open to tourists, often being reserved for VIPs. You can only find one random picture inside it from a Flickr account all the way back in 2008 on the entire internet. And that's pre-remodel. Overall, the food across the hotel appears to get mixed reviews, being considered everything from luxury to inedible slop. So it seems a bit hit or miss depending on when you happen to be visiting. Okay, so far so good. It's a bit strange in parts, but overall serviceable as far as hotels go, and certainly a good effort for a country as backwards as North Korea. How about the rooms? Where will a person actually stay when visiting this place? And what options are on offer? Well, there are 2 kinds of room available at the Hyangsan, standard and suite. Let's start with the standard room, since there's a lot to cover here. Overall, the standard room's pretty nice, about what you would expect given what we've seen thus far. They come with Western-style beds, desk, and that single chair you find in every hotel room corner. Some rooms feature carpets, while others stick with the polished marble we've seen elsewhere. Every single room has a balcony, ensuring that you can almost guarantee at least some kind of view no matter where you are, even though at certain times of year it's too cold to use them. Then comes the rest of the standard stuff you'd expect in any hotel room. There's a coffee table, facilities for making a hot drink, and even a fridge and a minibar, although the latter isn't included in the price. You can't have everything. When it comes to technology, however, there are some interesting deviations from the norm. Most rooms feature a TV that's apparently capable of receiving both local and international channels, but from what we've seen, none of them work. There's even an Ethernet port for guests to access the sorry excuse for the North Korean internet, although this connection is reportedly unreliable. Apparently, it's also super expensive. On the plus side, you'll find some quality of life touches, such as what happens to be heated flooring, though the presence of carpets raises doubts about their functionality, as well as air conditioning. On the bedside table sits a strange contraption, whatever it is. I've never seen anything like it before. It appears to function as a control panel for a radio, an alarm, and the room's lights, which makes sense in the absence of any nearby wall switches. While this setup may seem odd compared to Western hotels that typically lack such devices, it appears to be quite standard in North Korea. How futuristic. The bathrooms are mostly conventional, featuring Western-style toilets rather than the Korean-style squat toilets found elsewhere in the country. Standard amenities are present: a shower, a sink, and those tiny little bottles of shampoo that say Shangri-La Hotel on them. And you might be wondering, well, what's that? The more you examine the details scattered throughout the rooms, the more you notice that everything seems to bear the mark of Shangri-La. The clock on the bedside table, the leather-bound book on the desk, and various other items all carry the name. Shangri-La is a multinational luxury hotel chain, and as far as we know, it isn't affiliated with North Korea in any way. So how did a hotel located in a country facing some of the world's strictest trade embargoes come to possess these items? Well, we don't know. Sorry, the suites have a bit more going on. They include a freestanding desk, a small kitchenette equipped with a hot plate for cooking, and a cozy dining area. Some suites even feature drawing rooms that look a bit creepy and bare. They also appear to have slightly larger bathrooms, adding to the overall experience. So that seems like an awful lot, but it doesn't even end there. The Yangsan provides many other amenities as well. There's apparently a gym, although we couldn't find any pictures of it, but there is definitely a 25-meter-long swimming pool along with a plunge pool, jacuzzi, sauna, and spa, which costs extra. We can't confirm the existence of the beauty salon, clinic, photo studio, dance hall, or theatre. The photos of these facilities just don't appear anywhere on the internet, although they do seem to be indicated on maps of the hotel. Interestingly, these maps also list the 11th, 12th, and 13th floors as maintenance service, which is North Korean speak for "this is probably where we spy on you from." We can confirm that there is a karaoke room, billiards tables, table tennis tables, and outdoor tennis courts, although I wouldn't get inside a cage in North Korea if you paid me all of the money in the world. People who visit this hotel and this region can also enjoy nearby trails, likely under supervision of course, and explore attractions such as the Poyon Temple, one of the largest Buddhist temples in the DPRK. This is something of an oddity, given that North Korea is known for having no religion beyond its state-sanctioned devotion to the Kim dynasty. In addition, you can visit the Ryongman Cave and the International Friendship Exhibition. I don't know about you, but despotic, hostile, isolationist regime and International Friendship Exhibition don't really go together. But that's just me. No. Human rights violations goes way better. About 3 kilometers west of the hotel, there's even a helicopter landing pad for VIPs to fly in on. As for the staff, Yangsan is like every other hotel you've ever seen in North Korea, so it's got a weird twist. The concierge was apparently trained at the tourism college in Pyongyang, where many local guides received their training to lead their infamous very, very guided tours. The pool has a lifeguard, bellhops are on hand to carry luggage, service staff tend the bar, and purple and cream uniformed waitresses serve your food. There are no clear factors indicating whether this hotel is staffed by civil servants, military personnel, or any other group. It's likely operated by a state-owned tourism bureau employing hotel-trained professionals, yet some staff seem to be missing. Throughout the entire research process for this video, we never encountered cleaning staff in any of the photos or saw any mention of them at any point.
If there's no one there.
So how the rooms get cleaned, kind of a mystery. On the whole, this appears to just be a pretty normal, semi-luxury hotel.
My mic keeps moving.
It's trademark North Korean quirks. Still, the existence of this hotel remains somewhat of a baffling concept to us. Are enough people really coming here to justify its existence? Well, commercially, probably not. And that begs the question, what's this all really for? Now, we've presented basically every material aspect of this hotel, but the question remains, has it been a success in North Korea? And that depends. From the perspective of the North Korean government, the actual cost of a hotel is secondary to its appearance and the experience it offers tourists. Almost everyone who enters North Korea receives a warped and highly curated experience designed to mask the country's horrendous human rights abuses, dictatorship, and suffering. This is why there are stadiums full of North Korean dancers and musicians performing solely for tourists, why visitors are not allowed to go anywhere unsupervised, and why hotels like this exist. If North Korea can successfully launder its image among enough tourists willing to overlook these realities, then the horrific crimes committed by the Kim regime become, in the eyes of the general public, just a little bit more acceptable whether we like it or not. So as a commercial venture, what happens at Hyeongsan is largely irrelevant. In fact, for much of the year, the place appears eerily quiet and almost completely empty. One reviewer, who had visited several times in the early 2010s, mentioned that he was pretty sure he was the only paying lodger in the entire hotel. That certainly doesn't scream massive financial boom, and it doesn't have to. It's a Potemkin village. It's designed for you to see it exactly as it's being shown to you, and nothing more, and we can prove it. One reviewer of the hotel took a picture of the so-called Pyongyang Times weekly newspaper, which was available for guests to read at the hotel back in 2015 or so. North Korea has never experienced a massive influx of English-speaking tourists. Most visitors are Chinese or more recently Russian. What need is there for an English-translated newspaper in a country with so few English-speaking visitors overall? The Russians and Chinese aren't reading it, and you know the Koreans aren't. So what's it for? Well, it's state propaganda targeted at you and me, English speakers. The deeper you look into the Hyeongsan, the more it appears that way. It's a touristy veneer, a simulation of what a 6-star hotel is supposed to be, designed to endear people who, not knowing any better, simply judge it based on what they see. It's not a critique, it's just a reflection of the slightly gullible nature of human beings. Take the elevators, for example. There are 5 of them. Yet only one ever appears to be switched on, as if the other 4 are merely for show, because that's what a fancy hotel should have. Visitors often comment on how spotty the hot water and electricity are, despite the contrary claims made. Their observations peel back the curtain on the harsh realities that everyday people face within the country. There is apparently underfloor heating, which tends to be temperamental, while the air conditioning offers only 2 settings, on and off, and a single temperature choice. Then there are all the goods from the Shangri-La brand of hotel resort. Toothbrushes, combs, writing pads, tissue box holders. Clearly something weird is going on here, and even though it's a minor detail, it adds to the distinct feeling that not everything is quite right. Before its remodeling, it was known colloquially as the Overlook Hotel. You know, the one from the film The Shining, because the vibe was so creepy. It was well known for its doors counterintuitively opening outwards, its hypnotic wallpaper, spooky music, and deserted corridors. The latest remodel was simply another coat of paint, and it's no more real than the actual Overlook Hotel was. I think I'm starting to realize what the mysterious fragrance really is. Bullshit. Now, it's hard to tell if the reviews online are genuine. We know how North Korea works when it comes to laundering its public image, and their agents are active online. Some of the more positive reviews tend to be written in broken English, and while that isn't necessarily a sign that they're fake, could be, the overall consensus from what we found is summed up quite well by this anonymous reviewer. To quote them, "Room is very comfortable and definitely better than the hotel we stayed in Pyongyang, but being NK, it is not comparable to 4 or 5-star hotels in the rest of the world." It's also hard to shake the feeling that anyone staying there is clearly under active surveillance, constantly being watched. Only in places like North Korea are several whole hotel floors blocked off for maintenance at once. While some hotels worldwide have mid-building maintenance areas, reports from individuals who have sneaked onto maintenance floors in North Korean hotels describe full-blown spying apparatus, propaganda posters, and staff-only residential areas seemingly built solely for surveillance. We would assume that the Hyeongsan is no different in this regard. Visitors need to recognize that when they go to North Korea, they're subjecting themselves to a twisted, alternate version of reality. That is, a propaganda reality. It's not real. It's designed to change your mind. It's sinister and insidious, and it's calculated. Whether you like it or not, if you're paying money to go, you're also financing some of the horrific actions that the regime inflicts on people. Executions, torture, extrajudicial killings, concentration camps, the targeting of innocent family members for punishment, and more. And listen, we're not trying to get on a moral high horse here. At least half of us have holidayed in countries that do awful things every day, with our tourist dollars helping to finance those actions. And yet, for some people, it remains important to visit, to gather facts on the ground and establish what's really going on there. You need to recognize the impact that regular folks can have by choosing to strip people like Kim Jong-un of their ability to control the narrative of the despotic country that he rules with an iron fist. At the end of the day, the Hyunsan is a bit like putting a top hat on a poisonous snake. It might look fancy, but underneath, it's still slimy and dangerous, and it'll kill you if you get too close. Thank you for watching.
Big ideas don't come easy. But when you get one, use that moment of clarity to create a new reality. To turn your pastime into your full-time. Your personal style into your signature brand.
Yo, what up, students? Today we're going to talk about good news. Mostly because I feel like the last 4 or 5 videos I've made have been complete bummers. So today I think I owe you guys some good news.
This scammer and hundreds of others have been trapped inside my...
There's got to be some good news in here somewhere. One sec. Massive CDC walkout erupts amid internal chaos. Nah, that's not good news. Ghislaine Maxwell saying there is no list. That's not good news. Russian spy plane detected over Alaska. Nope. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Doge uploaded social security numbers to risky cloud server. That's not good news. Scientists discover how to truly reverse memory loss by switching off proteins in the brain. Whoa, wait, that's good news. All right, we found some. The bad news is this is all text, so I have to read it to you, so bear with me. All right, so researchers have reversed memory loss in aging mice by targeting a protein that builds up in brain cells, pointing toward a potential pathway to counter the cognitive declines of aging. All right, well, hey, that's really good news. You know what else is good news? This has got a comment section, and no one's commented yet. My turn. Now, please figure out how to switch that protein on in my brain so I can forget what an unloving, miserable world we live in where 20,000 people die from starvation every day and it never earns a single headline. I pray for the elated ignorance of a fool's mind so that the screams of children reach my ears as laughter. And post. All right. It's all smiles today, guys. All right, guys, I was just looking at that last comment I left, and that might not have been the most positive comment. So it was a bit of a bummer, not gonna lie. And that's just the effect that bad news has on people. It can make you a bit negative. So today I'm gonna fill you up with good news, and that should fill me up with positivity. It should be a total mutual filling up. So let's fill each other up. Here's some good news. Red-legged frogs make a comeback in Southern California after binational rescue.
Yeah, they're absorbing.
Yay!
Look at that little guy. They came back.
So over the last 20 years, we've found that the red-legged frog populations are on the severe decline.
You know, we're used to stories about humans making animals extinct, but every now and then you get a story about humans making animals unextinct. So this is good news.
So we've been translocating eggs from this population across the international border into Southern California and reestablishing California's largest native frog.
Why were red-legged frogs going extinct? The California red-legged frog went extinct in the 1970s due to housing construction, agricultural development, invasive species, water diversion, drought, novel diseases, and pollution. Okay, so we did that to them, but now we're undoing it. That's good news.
So we traveled about 280 miles north of where we were before at our restoration sites down in Mexico. And here now we're at one of our release ponds here in Southern California.
See, guys, it doesn't all have to be bad news. You can watch some good news every now and then.
Jelajahi cara baru mendapatkan informasi.
Oh, I see. It's not an American news network. That's why they're so comfortable reporting good news. I'm also noticing a common thread where no one has left a comment on the good news. Probably because there's nothing to say. Or is there? It's amazing what we're able to do with technology and sterling human effort. Those frogs were as good as gone. And now they have a second lease on existence to sing their beautiful songs in the night. All of that just so Obama can make them gay with his chemicals until they're all singing Kesha songs instead and giving me Cliff's Notes on TikTok drama. This world makes me fucking sick. And post. All right, moving along. What's the next good news item of the day? 70 years after Emmett Till's murder, Mississippi Museum acquires gun gun used to kill him. Okay, well that's good news. But it happened because of bad news, so that doesn't count. Let's find some good news. U.S. murders could drop to their lowest level ever in 2025. But does the country believe it? Yeah, I believe it, and play.
Could 2025 be the year the U.S. sees its lowest murder rate ever recorded? It's definitely on track to do so.
Guys, we did it.
Crime data expert Jeff Asher analyzed the data so far and projected with a ton of caveats that total murders could drop by between 10 to 15% across the U.S. Not only would that mean America would return to a murder rate as low as before the pandemic when murder rates spiked.
Murder rates spiked during the pandemic, but everybody was stuck inside. Oh, they were killing their wives.
But there are many asterisks to this data. The first being...
Pause. Lowest murder rate ever, 2025. Lock it in. All right, let's check these comments. Wow, we removed criminals and crime drops. Who would have guessed? ICE crackdown. Oh, those were the only 2 comments, huh? All right, well, let me show you what an ICE crackdown looks like when it's pronounced internet comment etiquette. Look, I know this is good news for most of you, but as a crime scene investigator, this has been the most difficult year of my life. I'm getting laid off next month. I don't know how to tell my wife and kids that there won't be any presents under the Christmas tree come December. I really wish you people would start murdering each other again to help me out, but I guess that's just not the world we live in anymore. It's funny that you only notice the best of times when they're in the rearview mirror. I remember living it up with my fellow murder police friends, buying Rolexes, flossing in our fancy cars. It all feels like a dream now, a life I can only recount. I won't miss it, only because of the ruin it brought me in the end. So let this be a lesson to all of you, that no matter how skilled you are at your job, it can end, and it will end. Be afraid and have a contingency plan. See, my contingency plan is to murder people for money, which is why I'm joining ICE and get post. All right, guys, well, our next good news story of the day is how much money you're gonna save with today's sponsor when you use my coupon code.
Or VPN, usually.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, I'm Miles Penner. This is my house.
No, I'm Miles Penner, and this is my house. And why is my personal information all over the table?
Oh, this? I purchased all this from data brokers, people search websites. Yeah, I got everything here. I got your address, your phone number. That's your work history. I got medical history here. Yeah, just everything I need to know everything about you. Become
oh
you.
my
You
gosh,
notice
I
we're
need
wearing the
that.
same shirt.
Auto so
got the same
bad.
glasses. Hell, we even got the same coffee mug. That's because I own your shopping habits as data from a data broker.
No. I emailed those websites personally and demanded they take my information down.
Did you ever get a response?
No.
Oh, well, then they ignored you. You see, this Miles Penner wouldn't have made that mistake.
All right, well, what would you have done?
Oh, me? I would have signed up for incogni.com/bigmoney, coupon code BIGMONEY, for 60% off a service that gets to work right away removing your personal information from the web. That includes data broker websites, people search websites, and more. Incogni's also got this unlimited and family unlimited plan where you can submit custom URLs, and Incogni gets to work taking those down as well. It's just the simplest way to go about it. So yeah, that's what I would have done if I were you. Guess what? Now I am.
Are you gonna talented Mr. Ripley me?
Yeah, you're getting talented Mr. Ripley right now. I've already taken out a bunch of credit cards in your name. Or should I say my name?
Get out of my house!
Yeah, sorry, can you say that one more time?
I said get out of my house. I said get out of my house.
Okay, I got the voice. That's good. That's gonna come in handy when I call your family members and ask for money.
My family members?
Oh yeah, no. See, thanks to all the information on data broker and people search websites, I got your whole family tree. They're all getting Mr. Ripley. And just let me remind you, Incogni does have a family plan where you can sign up to 5 family members.
I'm gonna pay my tax.
Hey, /big.
He does have
Get
good
your
ads.
personal information for 60% off.
Get on with it.
Hey, did you guys hear the good news? Yeah, there's like a record low number of people drinking in America. That's good news, right?
Ow! Don't shoot me!
Hey, did you guys hear the WHO declared Kenya free of the deadly sleeping sickness?
Let's all go right, please. Please stop shooting me in the back.
Yo, they're banning phones in classrooms. Did you guys hear that? That's good news.
Ow! I know it's you!
That was not me. All I'm saying is that Vermont's plastic bag usage is down 91% after it got banned. That's good news. It's good for the environment.
Stop fucking shooting me!
No, dude, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'm just trying to give good news. Like, did you hear that the shingles jab might give you decreased risk of heart attack? Hey guys, this is really good news. Helsinki has gone a full year without a traffic death.
There it is. I found it. Thank you.
Guys, if you want another feel-good story by any chance, Pamela Anderson is selling pickles to go towards the California wildfire funds. Oh,
Why did you do this?
all right, now it's your turn to get some good news. Taylor Swift is getting married.
Taylor Swift now entering her engagement era with Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. The singer just announcing on her Instagram.
All right, well, I'm sure her fans are elated. Let's check out her subreddit. So, what now? What do you mean, what now? Be happy for her. Oh, wait, I'm on the Gaylor Swift subreddit. All right, so this is the subreddit where everybody thought Taylor Swift was like secretly gay, and they're crushed by this. I came to this Reddit to see the fallout, but genuinely happy for all the people just wishing them the best. But not everyone is wishing them the best. Some of them are accusing them of being clones. Anyone wondering if she's been cloned? Feels like we're living in a simulation at this point. For years, she was all about the single era, thriving with her girls and prioritizing independence and dabbling in those brief little flings with cute guys for a couple of months, then going right back to her orbit of women-centered spaces. And now suddenly she's constantly surrounded by men, especially Travis, aka the giant hairy man who tackles people for a living, and she's basically doing the full trad wife cosplay. I don't mean this to sound tinfoil, but it's so jarring that it almost feels like she got cloned. Just me? Alright, well this is all proof that good news comes in many forms. One of those forms is as bad news, in case you fervently believe and are willing to argue online that Taylor Swift is gay. LOL, the Gaylord to QAnon pipeline is starting. Taylor is gay. Like a lot of gays, she got jilted by a lover and is now a right-wing grifter. She writes thank you letters to a family that runs a conversion therapy camp. She supports Dave Porter Party. She goes to weddings with gay people of band. It's kind of best to just give up on her ever coming out. Unless you got Nick Fuentes, she's not coming out. I pretty much marked her down as a has-been and moved on.
Nah, she's in a contract with Truvis Calcium and has to do appearances at his little tight-bottom university shows to make it all believable. She's just ensuring the fantasy holds up for her next 2 albums, where she can write about her real life through double meanings and misguided interpretations. She consciously tricked the main fan base into believing Girlie is just doing what she's always done.
Remembering Travis is gay too, and that this is a long-term plan involving basically the entire entertainment industry. TikTok girlies are all over this. Don't despair.
Yes, I have information.
Pumpkin.
Do not take me for a fool.
Well, I mean, this all seems like a really ugly parasocial relationship that people have with a pop star, and that's bad news. So let's turn it into good news with a good comment full of etiquette. As a gay clone, I find this post offensive. Stop acting like you know clones or what they've been through. I got cloned off the straightest guy in the world and nobody told me who to love or how, let alone some strange lady on the internet. No, sister, I figured that out on my own. Now, that said, there is an NWO microchip in my head that will explode if I don't follow their instructions. But their instructions are more about which world leaders to assassinate and not who I let inside my body over and over again while I howl in pleasure. You know what? I bet you're not even a real fan, but I could clone you to be one. I can see why you thought she was gay, though. She's pretty gay. And good news! Alright guys, well, good news. I've saved the best news for last. New profanity updates explained. YouTube advertiser-friendly guidelines.
Hey creators, Connor here. Today we're updating our advertiser-friendly guidelines for content with strong profanity in the first 7 seconds. These uploads will now be eligible to earn full ad revenue.
That's right, students. Previously, you were not allowed to curse in the first 7 seconds of a YouTube video. That's all changing now.
Why were we restricting usage of profanity at the start of content at all? And why are you removing restrictions now? So, some background. We introduced this guideline to align with broadcast standards. Advertisers expected ads on YouTube to have distance between profanity and the ad that just served.
Yeah, the advertisers definitely control the product. That's why I'm able to see someone's neck get ripped out in The Walking Dead and then get like a Purina commercial right afterwards.
Those expectations have changed.
I don't know, it sounds like the expectations have just caught up to what everybody's okay with.
My team and I will be reading through every comment you leave under this video, so let us know what you think of both this update, how we're communicating with you, and what you think of the guidelines overall.
Don't mind if I do. Oh man, that's nice. I can finally talk about all the pussy I eat in the first 7 seconds of my YouTube videos. I eat so much pussy there were engravings on caveman walls with prophecies about all the pussy I'd eat. One time I ate all the pussy in Guatemala and they had to send it up the Suez Canal to replace it. There ain't enough pussy in this world to satisfy my hunger.
Sure, it's so
I've had to
good,
go to other
but we're, like,
planets
towards the
and eat
end.
they pussy too. I'm eating three-eyed alien green pussy and making them see stars. Then I get back into my rocket ship and head 800 miles north. Maybe I eat some plant pussy on a gas giant. I don't know, it's my life. I'm like an owl in that I spit up pussy pellets and you could cut them open to see all the pussies I ate that week. The only reason I know God is a man is because I have not eaten they pussy. That's right, it's me, the pussy monster. All right, well, if you're feeling down, go eat some pussy. Goodbye. And post. All right, well, at the end of the day, good news is what you make of it. And I am out of wine, so this video's over. I'll see you tomorrow for the end of the month sponsorship deadline. Good night. Oh, it was all sediment.
Big money, Salvia City. We're in big money, Salvia City.
It's so fucking cancer.
Big money, Salvia City. We're in big money, Salvia City.
Hey y'all, quit wasting your time talking about whether or not Trump died. Check out the neongrizzly.com store. We got the best deals on high quality cotton. Here's some of my favorites. Here's the Seashore Bird t-shirt. I wear this son of a bitch all the time in the real world where Trump is most likely still alive. Or not, I don't know. We also got the Seashore Moon t-shirt. Same concept, different execution. Anyway, I like to wear this one out to dates if I'm trying to get pegged. We also got the Do Your Research three-eyed bear. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but I love wearing him on my body. This is what I mean when I say it doesn't look like you're wearing YouTuber merch when you buy from Neon Grizzly. And of course, we got the Seashore Bird hooded sweatshirt. Y'all know summer's ended soon. It's time to get some fall clothing. Time to buy a hoodie. It also makes an excellent shawl to wrap up your favorite dead president with. And yeah, we got stickers and Narfy taking poops. I put these...
Kill Tony's had its fair share of awkward moments in bad comics, but nothing derails an episode faster than a terrible guest. These are appearances so painfully bad they dragged entire episodes down and left the audience tearing them apart online. Dude is unbearable and not funny, and it seemed like he was even getting on Tony's nerves. Kurt Metzger silenced the room every time he spoke. I don't know who Kurt is, but I think he bombed more than any comedian on this episode. These were just a few of the comments fans shared after Kurt's last 2 appearances on Kill Tony.
So Kurt, if you guys don't know, I'll catch you up real quick. Kurt Metzger is a faggot.
Like every Kurt Metzger appearance, it was awkward from the start. The energy immediately dropped when he sat down, offering nothing to the panel or the comics. The few times he tried to join in, his jokes fell flat, draining any momentum the show had built up.
You should get a job like scamming rich people for a living in Honolulu. That's the best living, dude. You bring like a didgeridoo, just walk on the beach. You'll get into adventures with them.
22 years.
But the situation completely unraveled when David Lucas stepped up and started roasting Kurt.
Fat girl pussy be like 40 degrees hotter than other girls' pussy. All right, man. Thank y'all. Yeah.
I love it. Love to see it.
Hey, this nigga look like Ari Shaffir daddy.
Ari Shaffir daddy?
Daddy, yeah.
Hell yeah. He got you. He just
that motherfucker look like an Iranian version of George Jefferson. That top of his head looked like a screen door.
Jesus Christ. I was about to compliment the science on the 40 degrees hotter of fat girl pussy.
I appreciate it, bro.
Well, it's just the pressure. It's like, that's what it sounds like a lot, 40 degrees, but that's about right.
You drink White Claw, I don't trust you.
He is plowing
White
through
Claw
White
shades.
Claws. That is incredible.
Are you a 19-year-old white bitch? What the
I don't think 19-year-old white bitches are out here doing Michael Landon shows.
I can't believe it.
Absolutely
Let Kurt Metzger talk. It looked like Wolverine's daddy want to say something. This looked like Saddam Hussein's right-hand man.
Tony looks like he cobbles dildos for a living. Let's go.
I've made every dildo joke in the world against that nigga.
bro. Where were you in Canada?
Well, David certainly has his share of controversies. Kurt's subsequent behavior revealed even more about his character. Initially, Kurt pretended to be a good sport, laughing along with the jokes. He even shook David's hand afterward, but you could see Kurt was clearly humiliated. When William Montgomery came on later, Kurt made a weak attempt at roasting him, but it completely blew up in his face, turning Kurt into the butt of the joke once again.
Okay, that's my time.
I feel like everything goes with crazy red hair and a beard.
Yeah. What?
You just wear anything with it.
Cool, thanks so much. Why'd you kind of laugh at that? You kind of scoffed after you said that, like you were kind of mocking me.
It did sound like racism, but I don't have any. I support your whole thing.
God,
And I
who is
like
this
that you're.
ass? Somebody get this ass off the stage.
It's almost as if Kurt has a humiliation fetish. First, he's publicly roasted by David Lucas, then he awkwardly trips himself up trying to roast William Montgomery. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, Kurt drops this bizarrely racist comment about David Lucas.
I've still heard from, what's his name, Dave attacking me?
Yeah, David Lucas.
Because that's not fair. First of all, look at him. Like, he's going. I can't say nothing to him. You know he's going to be killed by cops for selling loose cigarettes eventually.
That's true. That's true.
I'm not going to get in on it now.
No, I didn't really hear that. What the
He's
Was
talking
that-
about David Lucas, William. He's talking about David. So let's talk about this setup.
Oh, because he's black? God, why did you? I was assuming you were talking about me.
No, he was talking about David Lucas.
Awkward. Awkward. That was really racist, Kurt. I couldn't believe. I assumed that was totally directed towards me. That was directed towards David?
Listen, if there's blood in your stool, it makes you cranky. I don't think you know what he's going through.
Yeah.
All right. So
After that episode, many called it one of the worst guest showings. He still came back about a year later and somehow managed to look even worse. On his second appearance, David Lucas delivered multiple roasts pointed at Kurt. The panel laughed harder at those roasts than at anything else that night.
Master boy, you look like a useless X-Man. Hey, his special power is that his toenails get real long.
David Lucas coming in bigger and blacker than ever. I mean, just what have you been doing on the road? You on the Patrice O'Neal
Making too
diet?
much-
What's happening out here?
I was going to ask that, dude.
Kurt, please shut up. Kurt, you can't say a thing, boy. Your ass, you look like a struggling werewolf. Your ass. A werewolf that ain't killed in a long time. Show ass. Oh my God. That nigga can't wait till a full moon. He's
After that, William Montgomery took the stage. Just like his first appearance, Kurt managed to embarrass himself again. Only this time, it was even worse. Take a look at Joe Rogan's face every time he talks. I can't believe this is a real person.
So nice to be here. Earlier tonight, Post Malone, you mentioned something about dude wipes. I am now the new spokesperson for Dude Wipe. 7-year, $40 million contract. Same contract Scottie Pippen got.
William, I'd like to ask a question about dude wipes.
Yeah.
What about hard to reach nuggets when I'm on a cross-country flight?
That's a funny question.
Yeah, I got hemorrhoids too, dude. I thought we were going to bond over that.
Is that a f***ing threat, you piece of shit? What the fuck?
No,
dude?
I thought you cared about dude wipes. I thought there was a product that could help me. I see I was mistaken.
Okay,
No, I don't believe you even have a sponsorship with dude wipes.
Oh, that is...
Yeah. So first I find out Lizzo fat shames, and now you hemorrhoid shame.
Wow. I don't give a...
Episode 676 featured Chad Daniels with Sam Morrill. It quickly became clear that Chad Daniels had never watched an episode of Kill Tony and treated it more like a promo stop for his special. He did zero research about the show and barely spoke. He didn't recognize longtime regulars, argued with Martin Phillips, and almost fought William Montgomery. He's among the most disliked guests in the show's history.
Chad, this is your first time seeing Martin, right?
It is.
Say.
Just taking it in, baby.
It's a lot to take in.
That was great. I loved your show.
Thanks.
He has cerebral palsy. It's not an act. Chad?
You were driving around to shows?
Okay, first of all, go yourself. I hate no. That's such a Anyone who says that is the piece of shit. Dude, it's 2024. Like, we had self-driving cars. You think I can drive a car? I'm just saying, it's not that big. It's not that monumental that I can drive, okay? I think a car's okay.
I gotta say, a car's still f***ing concerning.
Okay. You wanna take a ride, buddy? You wanna?
Listen.
I can. Oh, yeah.
I don't want to fight you. I like you. I just asked a fucking yes or no question.
You should have said, see, you know if I get in a car with you, you're gonna kill me.
It's a lame question to ask you if you drive a car.
Yeah, but they're assuming I can't because I'm crippled. Like,
that's why I asked.
Yeah, but that's like
That's
very,
really
yeah,
good.
that's like very
Might
condescending.
hold it.
Martin Phillips doesn't lean on his disability for cheap laughs. Chad Daniels' comments felt like direct insults. Since it was their first time meeting, there was no rapport to make it land as friendly.
Do you need
But
a
that was
rage
nothing
blade?
compared to what happened later when William Montgomery came on, culminating in one of the show's biggest arguments.
Chad, have you seen William before?
I haven't.
How are you, Chad?
I'm great.
Cool. What do you do? Are you a comedian or what do you do?
Oh my God, William!
No.
Why do you do that to the guests?
I've never
That's
met
what I
you.
forgot
We've
to
never
tell you guys
fucking
earlier.
met.
It's okay.
I mean, remember when I said
okay.
I
We've
feel like I'm
never
forgetting
met.
something? What I forgot to tell you guys was sometimes William takes shot at the guests to not worry
That wasn't. That really, I swear.
He has a bad reputation for it. He's like the... What? William, what are you doing? Are you starting it over there?
No, I'm not.
Oh, what? Why are you looking Chad up and down?
Yeah,
like
he's
that?
sizing me up all
He
of a
is.
sudden.
He's
I
sizing
think I
you
could
up.
kick the out.
Whoa,
I think I
whoa,
could
William.
fucking beat your fucking ass.
Not
Yeah,
try
no, when I ask again. So what are you, a comic or something?
Whoa,
I can
William.
take your fucking ass.
Whoa, William, don't do that. William, don't do that.
Dutch Boy Professional Series works hard for you with top quality primers, durable.
Fucking dog has worms.
William was clearly joking about fighting Chad, making it obvious with a wink and a friendly question. But Chad still looked angry. All of this could have been avoided if he bothered to do basic research on the show. William gave him every chance to laugh it off, but he refused. So William absolutely eviscerates him.
Have you ever played blackjack before?
We were talking to Chad, making amends. Here we go.
Yeah.
Got a tough guy. You're kind of tough on that one. That was kind of like a tough guy fucking response.
You asked me a question and I answered your question. Tell your story, dude.
What's your
Baking soda. No.
He sounds
see
so
what you just
fucking salty.
did?
Jesus Christ.
Did I see what I did? Yeah, and you just fucking did.
I know what I just fucking did. I put a worm in your dog shit, bro.
I'm just gonna let this storm settle, see what happens here. I kind of like this. I'm gonna let this go like...
I mean, it's like I'm joking around and then you start making fun about how I talk. I mean, that seemed kind of, why would you do that?
What?
I was blatantly joking around and then you come at my fucking ass making fun of how I talk. At least I have a distinctive way of talking. You sound like some fucking just idiot when you talk.
Oh my God.
Sound like
William.
some fucking boring old white dude when you talk, dumbass.
Oh my God. Oh my
I couldn't even do an impression of you, dumbass.
William.
Jesus Christ.
William, what did I tell you about turning on guests like this?
No, seriously, how would I do an impression? Talk, say something else. You don't sound any kind of way.
Are you guys like old friends or something like that? I don't know about it. What is going on right now? This is absolutely incredible. This is
Yeah, it's like you make fun of how I fucking talk. You say something about my fucking dog. You've never met Gator.
Oh my God, William, you are out of control right now. Look at how serious. Oh, he He winked at him. There's the wink.
Yeah, whatever.
That was a true wink. He's known for his winks. It's been a long time since we've seen the wink. He's making up with Chad. I've seen 7, 8, about 8 winks at Chad. Chad, did you wink back at William?
I've not winked back at
If you want to,
I've not winked back at William. Yeah, no wonder you don't talk to me.
This is crazy.
No idea who this guy was, but I looked at his comedy, and it's terrible. He looked smug and thought he was too good for the show and just a wannabe tough guy. Glad Martin and William went after him. He was arrogant towards everyone except the chick in the wheelchair. He just gazed at and drooled over her. He was a boring guest, and he made a point to say he didn't know William. I get it if you don't keep up with everyone on the comedy scene, but that shows that he's either unprepared or just being a douche. Extremely unlikable. These were the immediate reactions from fans, though some assumed Chad was just joking, until he went on his podcast and said this.
South
And then
Africa.
after the show, Tony was like, remember when I
Curious
said
about
I'm
that.
forgetting one thing? He goes, that was it. I
Rage
forgot to tell
Blade
you that he does that.
into-
And then that guy came up to
I really
me
want
afterwards,
survivability,
and he was
honestly.
like, hey man, this is kind of my thing. I go,
Or-
well, it's not mine. It's not my thing. I don't appreciate getting yelled at. I just didn't know what to do. I wish I would have known that so I could have just sat back and enjoyed it. But it felt like an actual, it put me in fight or flight. And I was like, I'm telling you this, if there would not have been cameras and there only would have been people that could have told the story, I definitely would have come out of retirement and put one on his temple.
Donnell Rawlings is inarguably the worst guest in Kill Tony history and possibly one of the most annoying people on earth. His ego was so fragile that a light roast made him one of the only guests to ever walk out of the show. From minute one, he tried to run the show. He talked over the panel, killed the momentum, and irritated Tony Hinchcliffe and the audience. He has a reputation for being insufferable on every show he goes on, and this was no exception.
Bunch of people signed up for the show tonight. We have a couple surprises for you, and also
Heather, can I get my drink by chance? Heather? I'm sorry, was I rude?
You guys know how it works. A bunch of people signed up for the chance to do 60 seconds uninterrupted on this show and then talk with us afterwards. You know your time is up. You know your 60 seconds uninterrupted.
Why are you making eye contact with me?
For those of you that don't know, Donnell famously, while being one of the funniest and the best guests in the show's history, he's also the most interruptive. I mean, I'm in the middle of a thing. You're ordering drinks from Heather.
And he has the most knocks of his microphone to the table.
Now it can begin.
CC
Shout out to
moves
my guy Yoni,
speed.
best barbecue
Hey, I
show.
just want to go hate for no reason. Hey, multi-millionaire, get the
You're playing music on your phone on a podcast,
Okay.
Donnell. You're interrupting yourself while you're talking.
The point I'm making is that
They really aren't that
some of the people
tanky.
that come on the stage.
Did you just karate chop my arm, by the way?
Are you disrespecting me, son?
No, we're making production adjustments here.
Okay, the point
Fucking
the
all
point I'm
move
making is
speed.
that
What the fuck?
We're listening, Donnell. We're listening. Here it is. 60 seconds uninterrupted from Cooper Patterson. Here we go.
Cooper is the whitest name.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait, this is the part. Remember the one part?
I gotta shut up.
Remember the one rule?
1 minute.
It's the 60
Okay,
seconds.
all right, I know that. Okay, all right, stop it.
Yeah, hold on.
All right,
Face the other way. Face the other way.
Okay,
Face the wall.
first off, it's a minute when they first start their first joke. Is that fair enough?
No, it's not. When I say their name for the last time, we did this show 496 times before you got here, Donnell. Famously, you've been on the show 3 times, Donnell.
I know, but what I'm saying, I thought it started when they be like this.
No, they don't do that. You're the only one that knocks them up.
I know. There we go again.
Ladies and gentlemen, 60 seconds uninterrupted. Put it down.
Tony Hinchcliffe repeatedly told Donnell to stop interrupting, but he wouldn't. The constant interruptions went on for the entire episode. The worst moment came when Tony introduced a golden ticket winner who had flown across the country for his set, and Donnell interrupted the introduction, an unnecessary and blatantly disrespectful move.
You can perform on any Kill Tony and do a brand new minute and, of course, the interview anytime for the rest of your life. These people usually used to go to Los Angeles. They would show up in LA at the Comedy Store to cash in. And we're about to... Okay. We have a guy right now cashing in his golden ticket. Make some noise for Aloe Mean.
Aloe finishes his set, and Donnell tries to roast him, but it completely backfires. Aloe warns he'll roast him back if Donnell keeps going. He continues and gets absolutely destroyed. Then, in one of the most pathetic moves you'll see, Donnell plays the victim and threatens to end Aloe's career.
That's right.
I don't know if you got tested. No, I'm saying I'm with him, but I'm just saying I don't even know.
That's one.
Temperature checks up here.
That's one.
Oh, you're counting. You're counting. Okay.
Love you, but I hate you because I'm a Wu-Tang fan, so... I was over there waiting. I was like, if he comes at me, I'm going to be
get
kind of
this
ready.
fat Krispy Kreme
Let's
donut.
go.
The fuck
Let's go.
Get the fuck out here with them corny ass jokes. Go back to Iowa.
Did you
have no career. You traveled for a minute. A minute.
I used to blame
you
white
traveled
people
a
for
whole
this.
minute.
You know who I blame?
Yo, how you gonna do this to me?
A minute is the same distance.
How you gonna turn on me?
I'm not turning on you. I was just saying I had to work for it.
You,
Twice.
I can't believe this. Getting scared.
It's all love. It's all love. I'm glad
Yo,
you
you
start
already had
yelling.
a chance to tell them jokes. Niggas over. Career's dead.
What is this? Your guys'
It's over for you.
What is this? Motherfucker got mom and dad G's on the same stage.
If you don't get the f out of here, where'd you get those Jordans before or after Chappelle gave you that chain?
What? I will say this. Yes,
I'm here for it, my nigga. I'm here for it.
Guess what? You will never. The reason why you won't never get this change, because I'm rich, bitch.
I know it.
Good.
And I was supporting you this on black. Not because it was funny, because I didn't hear none of that.
Oh, come on.
They did, and that's all
His
that
set-
matters.
his set
You
was
don't hear a
killer,
lot of
Mike.
shit.
What do you mean, oh,
'cause you
come
always
on?
talking.
That's funny.
They laughed.
Yeah,
I
I
got
liked
something
it.
funny. You look like Idris Elba fucked the blowfish.
I tried to warn
That's
you.
funny too. That's too funny. You guys are laughing, right? Don't let him tell you what's funny.
That I even
Little
look
loud ass
like-
nigga.
Donnell, I'm serious. I know
I don't
for-
want to hear it. That's so hurt me right now. This nigga shop for tank
Bro.
tops in Victoria's Secret. You have titties.
If we was in jail, I'd have you sucking them, you little,
No.
you little juvenile delinquent
guess what?
grown man.
And the
He's
shit.
the most successful crack baby.
Squeeze your shit, son.
I was over there thinking of jokes for this moment. I
can't
love
be-
you, but I hate you,
Nah,
man.
nigga, you ain't got to hate me.
Beat it. Because of the RZA shit. I'm kind of mad about
What
it.
is it?
I just-
What-
Well, Donnell famously
All right, no, wait,
interrupted on a
All right.
podcast with the
Right.
RZA.
Hadn't seen my son in fucking 2 weeks. I was supposed to do Joe Rogan's podcast.
Typical.
I came in it. Let me tell you.
Sorry, I had to. Because it's a comedy show.
I'll
and
tell you
he's-
the story. This is not comedy. This is what really happened.
I know.
So I did Joe Rogan podcast.
He is so fucking boring.
Yo,
Holy hell.
Not the RZA. I wanted to see my son.
Forgot a video
more
was
than I
playing.
wanted to see.
Jesus.
You can do all the sound effects, but it's still a true story.
That was me. I wanted the sound effect.
Listen, I'm not a gimmick. You're a gimmick. You will win because you're fat. You look hardy. Whoever that watched the Joe Rogan podcast and say he's the interrupter, suck my dick.
I loved it, man. I was just joking.
I don't want to talk to you. You can't even.
Dang.
Yo, if it wasn't for the stage, you would never even be able to talk to me.
I know, of course.
And I'm telling you, it's too late. Yo, you did. It didn't work. It's backfiring, fat boy.
They're laughing, though.
There's a difference between a nigga laughing at you and laughing with you. And you're satisfied with a nigga laughing at you.
Yep.
So never lose weight. They'll laugh at you forever.
Okay.
Point I'm trying to make. This is the point I'm trying to make. You make no sense to me. This point I'm trying to make. He tried to, I know what he wanted to do. Oh yeah, if I fucking roast Donnell.
No, man.
No. It's too late. It's too late. I'm about to leave right now because.
No, you're not. Come on, Donnell.
No, I'm going to leave.
You made fun of his jeans.
I did. Who wouldn't make fun of them jeans?
I gave you 2. I said 2, and then he was like,
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like
I just here to have a
we're
good
gonna go
time.
back. I know you are. We're gonna go back. We're gonna critique. We're gonna go back. We're gonna critique the show.
Some crazy
and we're gonna do
value.
this shit.
Aloe finishes his set, and Red Band offers him a spot at
148p.
Vulcan, proving Donnell's career-ending threat doesn't hold any weight, and that was just a fraction of the podcast. Donnell embarrassed himself on an Olympic level that day, but it didn't stop there. As Tony introduces the next comic, he walks off the show with a full hour still left in the episode.
Hey, Aloe, if you're in town Thursday, I'd like to invite you to Vulcan to open up the show.
I appreciate that.
Guys, how about a big hand for Donnell Rawlings is here tonight, everybody. We're doing it.
You still selling those candles? You still selling the candles?
Yeah, I have the candles. They are unbelievable.
Holy shit, this is really happening. All right, let's get right into it.
By a show of hands?
Viewers had a lot to say about this episode, and the comments section made it clear just how badly Donnell came off. Red Band offering Alomeen a show directly after was funny. He tried so hard to be like Chappelle with that speech, but instead he reminded me of Michael Scott. When the dude commented on the chain, Chappelle bought Donnell. He cut him to the core.
I could saw
and he witnessed
everything
the
except
meltdown.
one.
Donnell really knows how
Damn.
to kill the mood when he feels embarrassed. Donnell
wanna keep
really
that
did have a breakdown in front of a live
stacked
crowd. and
talus.
cameras. Really brought the show to a halt. Donnell then went on the Joe Rogan Experience and lied about the whole thing, trying to throw Tony Hinchcliffe under the bus by calling him a liar. Joe Rogan calls his bluff and phones Tony on the spot, exposing Donnell as the liar he is. It's absolutely incredible.
I think the last time I did Kill Tony, it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago, right? I'll be having a good comment day, Joe. Then next thing, we'll ask him if he's gonna walk out on Kill Tony's podcast again. I want to go back.
Well, then go back.
I'm afraid. Boy, the
Go
power
back,
of it,
but be
the
ready.
I was. Wait a minute.
Be
First of
ready.
all, I was ready.
But you still
altered video. That's what you believe, Joe?
Did you not walk off?
They just giving me Tito's and Tito's and Tito's.
They're forcing you to drink.
Whatever, I know that I consume Tito's and Tito's.
Right.
Then I had a sushi date. I had a reservation for that. I'm doing this show. I told them I'm going to the bathroom because I was going to go eat. And they made it look like I ran off the show, Joe.
Really?
With Apartments.com capturing the hearts of hundreds of millions of renters, everybody wants the secret to our success, but they're never going to get it. Will they, Craig? No, sir. Apartments.com. Ooh, a place to find a place.
Hi, welcome in. I make guests smile every day. Oh yeah, you get a military discount. Thank you for your service. Most of the time their face lights up and they're like, hey, I am welcome here. 152 Jennifer?
Thank you.
Hope you have a wonderful day. We love our guests. It really feels good to make other people feel good.
You went for that bullshit edit. I have been on the
You
show
should
for 2.
sue.
It's not a bad idea. But I like Tony.
Just take him to court.
Because you said, yeah, that time you walked out just...
Can I call Tony right now?
Yeah, just and the way you looked at me. The way you looked at me, he's like, what you
Call
gonna do
Tony
about
Hinchcliffe.
it?
Hey, dude, I'm here. You're on the podcast right now. I'm here with Donnell Rawlings.
And I'm still beefing, motherfucker. Tell him the real story. Tell him the real story.
Did you edit
doctored it out.
the show to make it look like Donnell was
black
upset
man. Did
and
he
that a
edit it?
man clowned him
Can
and
I
he
say
walked
this?
off
What?
the
Did
stage?
I just like actually go
Did you
invisible?
edit
I
it?
was spamming
First
Q
off,
so hard.
Tony,
was edited.
Tony, you fucking full of shit,
Nothing
man.
was edited. So, Tony, what you see is actually the true events that took place?
100%. And he never, I mean, it's absolutely not even in question.
You know,
Is Donnell trying to pull a PR move here?
This is the reason why black
I
people
mean, whatever
have
he's
issues.
doing, it's very shady, and he's trying to
What?
rewrite
He's bringing back
history.
some race relations?
All right,
What?
Jamie, for me, for the sake of God, now he can't
This
find
is
it.
outrageous,
now
Tony.
He can't find
I
it.
don't know what to
Now
think.
he can't find it.
We have pictures of him outside of a firehouse after the moment. He was saying hi to people at the fire department. They were like fans of his. And he went and hung out with them. He had nothing to do. He had nowhere to go. He walked off the show.
Lord.
This is getting worse.
I can't believe
I
this,
can't believe
man.
you left out details only to use them as a weapon when confronted by propaganda. Kudos to you, sir, for holding your cards.
No fucking kudos. Tony supports black on black crime. He pitted 2 black guys against
Oh, wait
each
a minute.
other.
I thought you said that you went to the bathroom and none of that stuff happened. They edited
I
it.
went to the bathroom.
He said that he was going to the bathroom, but he walked all the way out the front door.
Right, to the sushi spot, son. I left for sushi.
He said he left for sushi.
Jamie, please.
His reservations were much later than when he
All
left.
right, now watch this. Is this it?
Breaking news. Donnell Rawlings walks off.
Now watch the edit. Mom and Dad G's on the same fucking stage.
If you
Now
don't
watch.
get the fuck out of here, where'd you get those Jordans?
I've invited Donnell back on. I mean, he's
Hold on. Hold on a second. We're watching the video of it right now.
Say this.
Yeah, I got something funny. You look like Idris Elba the Blowfish.
This nigga shot for tank tops.
That talisman came in huge.
Victoria's Secret. The Tito's kicking in right now.
I want to suck him, you little. He's the most successful crack baby. I was over there thinking of jokes for this moment.
I know what he wanted to do. Oh yeah. If I was to roast Donnell.
No, man.
No. Tito's. I'm about to leave right now because.
No, you're not. Come on.
No, I'm going to leave. Look, I want to go. Wrap it up.
Thank you, Tony.
This is really happening.
Yeah.
Tony, thank you very much. Thank you. I see the truth now. I see the truth.
Thank you.
Thank you. Whew. Donnell.
Tony's a liar.
That was shameful.
I had to go to the bathroom.
I get it. Yeah, it's just you came to a gunfight with a rubber sword.
I didn't come to a gunfight. I wasn't there for that, Joe.
I know, you were
First
there to
off,
host. You didn't know you were going to get attacked ruthlessly.
That's what.
While you were drunk.
Yes.
Too drunk to defend yourself.
Too drunk. That was
right.
They're very abusive.
Very abusive.
And Tony and his crew of henchmen set it up.
Interesting.
And he lied. Just right now. People are going to believe that. He just lied.
It seems like he
and we
wasn't
only wanted
lying,
the truth.
though, because we watched the video.
I don't know what you saw, Joe.
What did you see?
I saw something totally different. I saw a guy that had to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
That's what.
Okay, we settled it.
Donnell Rawlings hasn't been back on Kill Tony since, and I don't blame Tony Hinchcliffe. In one episode, he managed to interrupt the show, humiliate himself in a roast, threaten another comic's career, walk out mid-episode, and then lie about it on the Joe Rogan Experience, only to get exposed in real time. As for Kurt Metzger, he's a perpetual club comic going nowhere, and Chad Daniels is a fake tough guy. Comment if you want part 2.
Hey, tough guy. You know what these are? Huh? Yeah, that's right. That's some natural...
I'm standing in the middle of nowhere in a whole other continent because 2 hours away, there is a town, although small in size, has sent shockwaves through the entire internet.
Orania is a whites-only town. South Africa's only pure white town.
That has left a stain on South Africa's conscience.
Black people cannot live or work here.
All right, guys, we're 5 minutes away. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's gonna feel real until I'm actually there. How do you expect they're gonna treat you? Can't lie, I don't know.
After a long journey across the globe, I approached the town of Orania and the nerves began to set in.
It's like its own little city. Should I be like to someone, I'm lost? Do you know where I can stay for the night? Just to gauge what hospitality they're on, do you know what I mean? Hey, excuse me, I'm stopping over for the night. Do you know if there's any hotels here? Not here. Not here? I know for a fact he knows that there's hotels here, like he said. I don't know the color of your skin. I ain't telling you shit. Alright, so we need to find the Orania Information Center. Excuse me, do you know where the Orania Information Center is?
Just go in there, you can ask, are you here to see what?
Oh, perfect, thank you. Hello. Everyone's nice, bro. Everyone's saying hello. People are helping me. I can't lie, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So we gotta find someone called Franz that's gonna help us with accommodation. Kenny.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm going to
Yeah, thank you, man.
First things first, I think we should go down to the hotel.
Okay, yeah.
Make sure that your accommodation is sorted. And then later on we'll take you on a town tour, show you a bit of the community, have you doing some interviews with some people.
Oh, perfect.
Your first time in South Africa?
Yeah, first ever time. Wow, okay, this is getting big. I thought back there was like the only little town.
Oh, no.
I didn't know it gets bigger. Oh. Hello. How are you?
How long are you staying?
Just one night.
Okay, so you
That's it.
1,050 the night.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay. Oh, no, this is very nice. I already like it already. We better hope that we make it out here alive. Bro, because let's be real, they know where we're staying. They wanted to mess our shit up, they can. But that aside, this is very beautiful, let's be honest. And I know there's more for us to see. This is just the start. We have actually made it in Orania and I can't believe it still. So you would say this is the tourist area, right?
Yeah.
Would you say it's safe for the tourists to mix in inside the Iranians? Like,
Yeah, definitely. Orania is a cultural preservation initiative, right? We are creating what we call Afrikaner freedom or Afrikaner settlement. That does not mean that we are isolated from the rest of the world. That is not what we want. So is this your regular style or is this your South African safari kit?
this is my South African safari kit.
Yeah, nice,
Like
man.
it?
I like that, yeah. Yeah, it will protect you against the sun here, which can be quite brutal.
Hi, brother, nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Kenny. Nice to meet you, bro. We were just talking, first of all, when I first got here, I talked about how before I came, everyone was saying, oh, I was gonna die. This is racism, it's a white-only town, you get this, that. But then I come here and everyone's very nice. Why is there a misconception online about this place being a racist town? Why is that?
Once the media established the narrative, the normal average man on the street have no other source of information than what sit out.
So you're trying to say that basically the media has manipulated the mass?
It's always been the case, not only on Iran.
That's true. That is true.
Often in the landscape of social media and the online world, one tends to lose the true sense of who someone is and what their mission is. Why are you in South Africa? Why are you in Urania? What do you do and why?
I'm a YouTuber, first of all, traveler, documentarian. There's a lot of controversy around Urania, so I want to go there and experience it myself, give the people of Urania a fair shake. I can see why the media paints it out to be negative, because let's say, for example, you wanted to move to another country. You could move there and comfortably, right? Let's say me, I couldn't move here. Just to confirm, so to live here, you have to get voted, essentially.
You have to go through an application process. There's a panel.
Application?
And they have to be comfortable with you, and you have to be comfortable with the process.
Is it the same people that look at your application, or is it
We
mixed?
must make a distinction between the officials, which are just doing their job in terms of going through that, and then you have a panel of your peers, average man on the street kind of representatives of the community.
Do you basically have to know people in Urania to help your case?
That helps, but it's not necessarily required.
Is your principles in this area, right, in Urania, is it guided through the Bible, with the Bible? Yeah? Very strongly. I know there's a verse in the Bible that says, love thy neighbor as yourself. I can see some people saying these guys are Christians, but they don't want to mix in as a community and love each other as a neighbor. I can definitely see that. What would you say to the people that says that?
For one family to acknowledge and respect another family, it doesn't mean that the two families must now dissolve and parts of this family and parts of this family
Have to mix, okay.
You know, a good start could be if we take our tour bus.
Yes, let's do it.
And we go through the town, orientate you to some extent.
All right, so sorry, while you're driving, I've got a quick question. Is there any crime or is it completely 0%?
There's no place on earth with zero, with no crime. However, Urania's crime is significantly, by orders of magnitude, lower than the rest of the countries. When someone commits a crime, they lose their right to live in Urania.
Just like that, straight away?
Straight away. What did you guys expect?
I'll be honest, everyone scared me. I put it on my story and everyone was like, why are you going there? They're racist, you're going to die, you're black, they haven't got no black people.
Well, you haven't left yet.
Juice was kind enough to drive us around Urania, showing us the things it had to offer before taking us to the viewpoint to see the town from above.
You have our past in a half circle, they're standing a bit back. None of these were made by us, none of these were bought by us. They're all thrown away elsewhere. They are Afrikaner statesmen, and Afrikaners are not very popular in South Africa now. So they've been thrown away from municipalities, from museums and stuff, and we put them up here. They cannot see over the horizon. They're to some extent blind to the future. For us, the future is this guy. He's getting ready to work. He's rolling up his sleeves because he must work. He understands that no one is going to create your future for you. If you are scared about the future, and Afrikaners might be scared about the future, take control of it. I told you I'll give you a bit of a bird's eye view. You got the community all over there.
Yeah.
Then you have the main part of town here.
Yeah.
And you can see the trees. Over here you've got a church, you've got Urania's bank over there.
I'm very amazed at this place. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
And to put more perspective on this thing that you said about, you know, the common perception of just racism and so on, it brings back to the fact that Urania is inherently a model. This is our place, but we want to share the idea further so that more people can embrace that.
All right, guys, so this is the first time I've ever seen an anthill. I didn't even know that was a thing.
So you can see it rained and a part of the anthill was flushed away. You can see this is the hard exterior and this is the soft new part.
Oh, the holes.
Yeah, the holes. That's the corridors that they move in.
How comes anthills aren't a thing in the UK?
I don't know. Maybe your ants are lazy?
For real?
After learning Urania's history, we headed to the restaurant to see how I would be treated.
So, we're about to have some lunch/dinner.
Okay guys, on the breakfast menu there's some traditional meals you might be interested in. Pap and kayaks is very traditional. Then we have pap and mince, which is also obviously traditional.
I think I'm going to get pap and mince. How do I say it?
Pap and maalvleis.
Pap and maalvleis.
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 Yeah, you got it.
And how do I say please?
Please is asseblief.
Oh my god, why is that so hard to say?
I've got an easy one for you.
Okay.
So thank you is buy a donkey.
Buy a donkey.
So if you say the English words, buy a donkey.
Buy a donkey. Okay. Take care, brother. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much for today. Can I order, please? Papa maalvleis. Buy a donkey.
Actors, we can make you believe we know what we're doing, when in fact, we do not. Whoops, I have no idea what these buttons do. I've never driven a stick in my life. But my hardest roll yet. Small business owner, because I have no idea what I'm doing. But GoDaddy Aero does, using AI to build a logo, website, and social content. For Walton Goggins goggle glasses. Because if your goggles ain't Goggins, they don't belong on your noggins. With GoDaddy Aero, it's like you know what you're doing.
As a new mom and content creator, LegalZoom's really helped me out. I use LegalZoom to register an LLC.
No one cares.
How was that? How was it? Was it good? This actually looks very nice. Very nice. Let's give it a little taste test. This is as
I should probably mute my mic before I adjust it.
Wow. Doesn't that look appetizing? That is really good. Watch me murder this. This is very nice.
I then enjoyed every bite of my mince and pap before we headed towards the lake for a swim.
Alright guys, time to swim. I'll be honest with you guys. I know you guys do this for fun, but for me, I can't swim. I might just dip my legs in there. You gotta commit. No. There's no halfway. No, you don't understand. The last time I tried to swim, I drowned. So I think I might have to be the cameraman for this one.
If I land the backflip, everyone has to subscribe to more Kenny. Okay?
Go on. Ooh. Go on. Backflip.
Let's take the crocodiles.
Hey! Oh shit, crocodiles! Woo! This is a realization that I need to learn how to swim. It's so unfortunate. Oh, that was hot! Right now, we are going to the top of the hill in Orania, and I just can't wait because I know the view is going to be absolutely insane. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Nah, guys, please appreciate this.
I might go gunblade.
I've got a question for you guys. How does it make you guys feel when you see the negative stuff about Orania, especially when people haven't been there before?
We have Afrikaans word, lig geraak. It sometimes is upsetting, but most of the times we understand that it's just noise.
You have to develop a thick skin.
Yeah.
Bounces off after a while.
We must filter out the noise.
It's true though. That's not even just that, that's just in life in general. Filter out the noise and just focus on what matters the most to you, innit?
The sun set on the town of Orania, but the day wasn't over yet.
Alright guys, so we're in the middle of nowhere and apparently we've just found a porcupine. What's he doing? He's trying to get it. What a day. Alright guys, so quick review. It's my first day in Orania and wallahi, everything that you're seeing is 100% real. Nothing is scripted. It's so crazy how I can arrive at this place with so much fear, but now I feel like I don't want to leave. Let's survive tonight, wake up tomorrow morning, and we start our days. Yeah guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Good morning guys. I got crust all up my eyes, but I just woke up guys and I've survived. I've made it overnight in a place where they said I wouldn't survive. Yeah, let's get up and continue the rest of the video.
So yeah guys, our car just broke down. As you can see, the tire is flat and these beautiful people have just offered us to fix our car. Thank you guys.
We removed the tire and take it to the tire repair center.
Okay.
They will do that.
Guys, thank you so much. Oh, we can't script this. Bro, I just woke up. We saw that the car was messed up, flat tire. Can't drive it won't even start, and now look, within a few minutes we've got people from this town offering us to fix it.
Okay, so you can take basically that Uber, that other car,
yeah,
for free for the day, if you guys don't...
For free?
Yeah. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, but we will fix it and then I have your number,
yeah,
and we can just send you a WhatsApp when it's done.
Whilst the kind people of Orania fixed our car, we headed to interview the mayor of this town.
Alright guys, so we are here with the mayor of Orania. How are you first and foremost?
I'm very well, thank you, Kenny. It's lovely to be here, thank you. My name is Lida Strijdom.
Lida Strijdom, and she is the mayor of Orania. And talk us through, what is your day-to-day jobs in Orania?
So I actually run a nursery. I love plants, so I'm also the mayor, but there's luckily a very good working office, so they do most of the work.
Oh, okay.
And yes, we just, I think, more behind the scenes.
I was in Cape Town yesterday, and we were telling a lot of people that we're going to Orania. We actually composed like a little clip for you to watch.
Okay, yeah. Oh, they're going to Orania.
Oh!
I don't recommend even going through it because you'll get a lot of bad looks. I'm just gonna say I wouldn't go.
There's none of this, bro. None. Like, you're gonna get formed, that's what it is.
That's it. What do you do for fun then? Drink.
Plant stuff.
Well, he's right with some things.
But as I don't know if you saw from the clip, he said that you would get a lot of weird looks. So I think me coming here, I already had in my mind that this place was a very racist place, and a lot of the media actually paints this place as a very racist place. But why do you think that is?
The whole world is currently looking through the lenses of race. It's actually such a pity because there are different cultures. There are different cultures all over the world. And I think it's such a beautiful thing. We should celebrate it. We should celebrate the diversity. There are very much misconceptions about Orania.
What is an Afrikaans? Like, where are they from? Because me growing up, I thought Africa was just black people, and then when I came to South Africa, there was a lot of white people that came from Europe to Africa. So you, as a white Afrikaan, is your roots fully in Africa, or is it in Europe?
A lot of things happened in our history because the British took over the Cape. Our people did not want to be under British rule, and they started moving inland. This mix of people actually become one people. It became the Afrikaner because it was Dutch, it was French, it was German people. They were formed here in Africa.
So an Afrikaner is a mixture of European countries.
Yeah, but we were born as a people, we were born on this continent.
Right.
So we don't have any other place that we can call home.
Except from this place.
Yes.
So, can someone who's black or coloured be Afrikaan and live here?
Why do you keep on referring to race?
Because that's what people want to know.
Yes,
that's why we're asking.
We passed race.
It's true.
Looking at people according to their races did not work.
It's true.
So we passed that.
I understand where you're coming from, but you gotta understand, for the majority of the internet, they will look at Orania and say, it doesn't seem diverse, it just seems like a white-only community.
But it is an Afrikaner community. Anybody can apply for residency. You can go to the office now and go and look through all our documents. You won't find anything on race.
That's true. Anybody can apply, but could they live? So that's the difference.
Well, that I can't say. I don't sit on that panel, so I can't decide.
After interviewing the mayor, we took the Uber to interview some local students at their college.
This is called Technica. This is where we have our trades qualifications.
Why does she feel so much?
So it's everything from electrical, electricians, plumbers, bricklayers, and then we also do civil engineering.
Okay. Beta Squad. Oh yeah, you know. Oh come on. Hey, Beta Squad's active, man. I got a question for you guys. Where the holes at? Oh, the trash. Are you pointing at the trash? Whoa, nah, they pointed at the trash. Addressing the elephant in the room. Are you guys aware of the negative stigma of Orania?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about it, and what do you have to say about it?
I think people have like the wrong concept of Orania. It's not based racially, it's more cultural.
Yeah. So would you say I could move here? Be honest with yourself.
Yeah,
honestly, it's like culture of Afrikaans.
Yeah, so
you have to be born into it.
What if we just keep extending our stay?
We don't really know.
Kenna, I've got a question.
Yeah.
What do you think about Jake Paul?
Fuck Jake Paul!
Floppy.
Floppy! Floppy!
It's only because you're very scared. I'm floppy. He's scared of everyone.
Nah, he probably hasn't seen anyone black before.
No.
That's probably what.
After understanding the students' perspective of living in Orania, it was time to say our goodbyes.
You know what? I'm a bit sad we're leaving. Can we come to a deal?
What?
Approve my application. Can you talk to the people on the panel for me? Make an exception for me, please.
We'll take your application then.
Okay, hopefully.
That marks our 24-hour survival in Orania. And honestly, guys, from my experience, this place is very misunderstood. It's not as racist as people make it out to be. Although I do think if the world had segregated communities like this, we wouldn't move forward as a society. But I can respect the hospitality and how hardworking the people of Orania are. So guys, listen, 100,000 likes and I will go back and try apply for a citizenship. But yes,
Bananas? I kind of like this guy. Why Iceland grows bananas?
One of the coldest countries on Earth hold one of the only banana plantations in Europe. The answer has a lot to do with why.
Banana farms, easily. It's the best way to build an economy. They clearly saw my BTD gameplay and said we have to do the banana farms thing from the song. That's
Iceland has
no
become
reason.
so rich despite its hostile environment. Two things define Iceland's economic history: its location and its tiny population.
Dude, the one thing is though, any video about the economy of like Iceland or Greenland or a ton of these tiny countries, it's like their population is equivalent to like a Dallas suburb. Like who cares? Whatever you figure out doesn't work for it. It doesn't matter. It's a little town. It's an experiment that you could do. You can't do it for a real fucking massive country with hundreds of millions of people.
Iceland sits alongside Greenland in the northern Atlantic with its capital Reykjavik north of Anchorage, Iqaluit, and Nuuk. Food has a hard time growing in this cold of a climate, and as I'm sure you know, humans can't live without food.
True.
So Iceland's population has always remained quite small as a result, fluctuating around 50,000 people for much of its history as it battled with famines and plagues. The country was poorly endowed, not even having many.
Yikes, he basically said Iceland has a small dick. If you're Icelandic, are you gonna take that? You have a tiny meat economically, okay? That's embarrassing.
And for over 200 years, it was forced to sell its products only to the Kingdom of Denmark, which it was a colonial possession of. This can make it pretty surprising when you hear that by income per capita, Iceland is one of the 10 richest countries on Earth, and by average salary, it's in the top 3.
This is Greenland, not Iceland, but I will say this. MFs in Denmark, when they're talking about other countries as colonial powers, yeah, it's fucking terrible what they did to them. And they should fucking reduce their influence. But when Denmarks talk about Greenland and Iceland, they go, you don't understand. You don't understand. They can't be independent. They need to be, because we provide a great service. Their government wouldn't be propped up without. We actually help them so much. It's so they switch so quick. The historical ties.
Icelanders enjoy some of the highest quality lives out of anyone on Earth, despite the fact that even 50 years ago, they produced only a tenth of what they do today.
Nice.
The secret has been by smart supply-side economics on the part of their government, particularly of their energy and electricity resources. Per person, Iceland uses the second most amount of energy on Earth, only behind gas and slave-rich Qatar. But stripping out transportation and heating and only looking at electricity use, Icelanders have the most amount of electricity out of anywhere on Earth.
Let's go,
it's
Iceland.
It's not even close. Norway is a
Electro
distant
state.
second. They generate 52 megawatt hours of electricity per person. Americans have less than a quarter of that. In total, that means they produce 20 terawatt hours, around the same level as Syria or Massachusetts. The island has no coal, gas, or nuclear infrastructure as well, with much of the energy coming from geothermal sources and most of the electricity from hydropower.
Yeah.
It's a little, what you say, abundant. And
Hydro
it allows
is,
this small
lucky.
and cold country of less than 400,000 people to punch highly above their weight in terms of energy research, growing tropical fruits, and being the smallest country ever to make the World Cup. But it wasn't always this way. Iceland used to be a poor hinterland of Denmark.
Dutch Boy Professional Series works hard for you, in-store and on the job site, with top-quality durable paints, knowledgeable field reps, and exclusive professional contractor benefits. Dutch Boy Professional Series paints, available at Menards.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller.
Looking clean, my boy.
Back when agriculture dominated our ways of life, Iceland had some obvious problems. Most people on the island were self-sufficient farmers, but because of the tiny population and lack of resources, many moved throughout the year between the coasts in the winter to fish and pastures in the summer to tend sheep or cattle.
Okay.
This meant urban specialization never really happened, with only a couple of towns popping up.
Okay.
The trade monopoly with Denmark didn't help either. All the export products,
yeah, that sucks.
mainly wool and fish, were directed to Copenhagen, with trading profits
I
split
do
between the
love
king
Copenhagen,
and Danish
though.
merchants. Most positions of power came from royal.
Did you have this fucking disgusting dish in Copenhagen? Actually, it was pretty tasty, but it was actually tasty, but it looked gross. I think it was just like an open-faced sandwich with fish on it. Am I crazy? Was it slop?
Appointments or involvement with the church, and the vast majority of peasants were tenants tied to the land.
As a Swede, we brag that our fish is the stinkiest. Fucking Nordics, dude. You guys are strange, alright? You got some good stuff up there, good quality of life, but you guys are fucking... You're having stinky fish offs, acquired taste. I do like salmon. I often wonder what it'd be like to get some fresh Norwegian salmon right in Norway.
Most of Iceland's history was one of vast inequality marked by stagnation and isolation. Despite the fact that this monopoly ended in 1855, like the rest of Europe, it wasn't until the 1870s where structural transformation took place, as Icelanders got legislative power for themselves. Unlike most countries though, which have a manufacturing phase between agriculture and services, Iceland's factories never became the dominant force in their economy. Instead, industrialization started in the fisheries with the adoption of steam trawlers and fish processing plants.
Okay.
The country, so small,
There's
has
the
always
fish nation.
depended on trade. However, that trade has depended on the technology available to do so. For example, in medieval Iceland, there was little point in shipping cheap, bulky items because it was far too expensive. Most of their imports were small, luxury goods like silver, wine, and whetstones.
Okay.
The exports have usually been derived from their natural resources.
Yeah, it's fish and...
Up to 90% of the country's foreign exchange earnings were from fish until the 1960s.
That's crazy. A pure fish-based economy. We live and die by the sea, boys.
And when the fish stock plummeted throughout the 1970s, this is when Iceland had started to transition to the electric economy it is today. For most of its history, Iceland was dependent on imported coal and domestic peat and dry dung for its energy uses. That changed in the early 1900s when the first hydropower station was made in a small town south of Reykjavik. It was a beastly 9-kilowatt machine used to power a single carpenter's shop. That's enough to power about 3 modern fridges. Many in Iceland figured they could follow a model laid out by the Norwegians at the time. Build dams, provide electricity, and attract heavy industries like fertilizer or cement factories.
Okay.
The difference was, Norway allowed foreign companies to build these dams as long as they were given to the government after a certain amount of time, while Iceland completely banned foreign investment into them.
We'll do it ourselves.
As a result, these generators were small, built by individuals for individual use, usually for an individual farm.
Okay.
The state only got involved during the Great Depression, taking over from these tiny generators financed by individuals, and after some decades of chaos, created the publicly owned Landsverken company to build new generators.
Okay.
Even when electricity prices were low and they weren't finding any foreign investors, the Landsverken built to overcapacity, flooding the market with cheap electricity.
Okay.
Meanwhile, another innovation was taking shape that took even more pressure off of their electrical grid.
Hydro.
Iceland sits between 2 tectonic plates.
Oh,
As the
geothermal.
country literally gets ripped apart, magma rises to the surface, heating up many pools of water. Hot springs, geysers, and volcanoes cover the island. Many underground pockets hold water which reaches 250 degrees Celsius. Drilling a borehole down there could give you easy access to that water's energy.
Interesting.
The first person to
Dude,
realize...
it's crazy that like every form of energy is just a different way to heat up water to make a turbine spin. Everything we do is just hot water. It's all fucking hot water, bro.
This was a farmer from the south. He built a pipe to transfer the heat from a nearby pool to his farmhouse, becoming the first geothermally heated home on the island. No longer would the citizens have to rely on imports or burning literal poo to stay warm. By
Burning
the
poop, though,
60s
that's
and
something.
especially 70s, a concentrated effort was put in place by the Landsverken to heat all homes using geothermal energy. And today, nearly all space heating is done via geothermal sources, as well as snow melting systems, heated pools, and indoor greenhouses.
That's cool.
These are generally found to the south of Reykjavik, where a bounty of geysers and hot springs can be found. The large energy sources have meant Icelanders can increase...
They have so much energy, they can run these indoor greenhouses that allow them to grow bananas in the north. I'm getting the point of the video. I was like, where are the bananas coming to this? Okay.
Grow year-round food, including cucumbers, herbs, and tomatoes, which the country sources 75% of domestically. As part of research programs, horticulturalists have been able to grow cacao fruit, oranges, figs, ghost peppers, and yes, bananas.
Ghost peppers!
In the 1950s, there was even a 5-year-long trial to see if Iceland would be able to become a banana exporter, as Northern Europe had lacked a stable domestic supply of their most popular fruit. Yet even under glass, with all this heat and artificial lighting, the bananas had taken about 6 times as long to grow in Iceland as in Latin American or African countries. They simply couldn't compete with the insanely cheap banana prices that have grown into a leading symbol of globalization and intervention and corruption. Today, Icelanders import nearly all of their bananas from overseas.
That looks
and banana
fucking good.
farming in Iceland only lingers
Holy, I love a nice piece of toast with peanut butter and banana on it. That is a great snack. That's a top tier snack. And they put a little cinnamon on there or something. God, that's fucking good. That looks delicious. A little honey on there or something. Did you just call me fat? That's a healthy snack.
On as more of a hobby than a leading sector of its economy. The plentiful electricity supply didn't go to waste as their fruit industry never came to fruition.
Ayo.
One of the explicit goals of creating the Landsvirkjun was to attract certain manufacturers to the island. Since Iceland is a closed loop, as in you can't exactly stuff electricity onto ships and send it off, the people who use the electricity had to go there. The magic material which Iceland actually got rich off of is aluminum. Smelting aluminum is incredibly electricity intensive, requiring 14,000 kilowatt hours per ton.
Was Iceland a big Bitcoin place during the boom? I feel like everyone was searching for cheap energy. Was Iceland a big Bitcoin mining location? Oh my god, it was. Inside Iceland's massive Bitcoin mine. That's good.
So the government saw an opportunity in attracting aluminum firms to the country. Import bauxite ore, use its cheap electricity to ship aluminum